The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I saw you flash a smile that seemed to me to say you wanted so much more than casual conversation. I swear I caught a look before you turned away. Now I don't see the point resisting your temptation. Did you come on to me? Will I come on to you? If you come on to me, will I come on to you? I don't think I can wait like I'm supposed to do. How soon can we arrange a formal introduction? We need to find a place where we can be alone to spend some special time without an interruption. If you come on to me, will I come on to you? If you come on to me, will I come on to you? Before you grab your coat, I'll try to be discreet. You know we can't be seen exchanging information. Well, I saw you flash a smile that seemed to me to say you wanted so much more than casual conversation. If you come on to me, then I'll come on to you. If you come on to me, then I'll come on to you. If you come on to me, will I come on to you? If you come on to me, will I come on to you? If you come on to me, then I'll come on to you. If you come on to me, then I'll come on to you. If you come on to me, then I'll come on to you. If you come on to me, then I'll come on to you. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will now. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will now. If you come on to me, then I'll come on to you. If you come on to me, then
He's going on tour. He's going on tour. Oh! I've got a horn for McCartney. He's going on tour. Imagine him doing this one live. That's what I'll be shouting. Mackie, you massive tit! That's what I'll be shouting. It's a sign of affection in Liverpool. We all love tits. 0344 499 1000. Can someone explain to me, please, the Fawori? This is a genuine question. This isn't me being an arch phone-in or radio host a la Ian Collins or Nigel Farage and asking something controversial to stir up an argument. It's genuinely because could someone explain it to me? Is there really... The question comes in two parts. It's a two-parter. You would have heard in the news there, no one listens to the news, that there is a furore about Scarlett Johansson acting a part of a transgender man, I think.
Man, yeah.
there's a furore about it. Someone from the 70s. Right. First of all, is there actually a furore about it, or is it 3 people on Twitter, or is it nice little bit of hype for the movie? Nice little bit of hype for the movie. What have we got to do? A little bit of hype for the movie. We've got to play in a trans. Let's put it out there that people are upset. Okay. So first of all, is there a furore? It's question 1. Question 2 is if it's a flowchart. If the answer to question 1 is no, conversation ends. If answer is yes, move on to question 2. Question 2 is then why? Why? It's not me being dumb. It's not me being obtuse. I don't know. You know, the world is evolving, and things are changing, and language changes, and everything changes, and I try to embrace the changes as best as I can. So I would like to know why. My kind of initial knee-jerk reaction is Hayley from Coronation Street. Was played by a woman. That was someone who was originally, well, okay, again, I'm going to get the terminology wrong, but transformed. What's the word that I'm looking for? Transformed.
No.
Yeah. Well, is it not? What is it then? Anyway. Transition. Thank you. Everyone's so tired here tonight. I say everyone, I mean me and Kath. Transition from someone with the physicality of a man to the physicality of a woman, identified as a woman. And it was played by a woman. The character was played by a woman. And I remember when, I don't know how you say her last name, Julie Hesmondella, something like that. And when she started in the character, and it was obviously a woman playing a man. Wait, do you remember? With the little moustache?
I don't remember. I don't remember Hayley's character before the transition.
Yeah. Little moustache. But I'm also... So part of me thinks, well, hang on, but Hayley in Coronation Street, Hayley Cropper. But then that was like years ago. When did Hayley transition? 10 years ago? 15 years ago, probably? 15, yeah. Let's say 12 years ago. So have things moved on to such a point now where it's inappropriate for someone who's not trans to play?
Well, I know Annie Wallace feels quite strongly about it. Annie Wallace has been in here. He was born, born in a man's body, but has always been a woman.
Go on.
And is playing a trans woman.
Hollyoaks, isn't it? Yeah. We love Annie. Yeah. Can you surmise Annie's view on this? And this, honestly, this isn't me trying to generate phone calls by being a dick. Honestly, I don't know, and I don't know the situation, and I'd like to have it explained to me, please.
She's saying that she's inappropriate for the role, just as Jared Leto was in Dallas Buyers Club. I don't know that.
I don't know that movie.
Do you go to cinema because it's a business or because it's entertainment? Trans actors need work, and Hollywood needs to stop trans face. It's that simple. So
trans face is like blackface.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, I can see that point. Yeah.
And also, let's remember, we went to see a film with Scarlett Johansson playing a Japanese robot the other year.
Yeah. So you're saying that everything. So you're saying that Scarlett Johansson's a racist transphobe?
She doesn't seem bothered about.
Well, then we need
about crossing those lines.
Okay, so the problem isn't Hollywood; it's Scarlett Johansson. Okay, we're fine. Question 3: how do we kill Scarlett Johansson? 03444991000. Let's go to Damien. Good evening, Damien. Hello, Damien. Have I dropped a C-bomb? Because we've got like 8 lines full, and we never have 8 lines full at the top of a show. Well done, Sam, working sweating his little shaved balls off.
God. Sorry, Sam.
Damien.
Yes?
Yeah, it's quite busy, mate, so maybe you can get to the point.
Right. First of all, Ian, I think the show is yours. It was the script.
He's gone. All right, okay.
Oh, he was doing a voice, so let's...
He's doing a crappy voice. Let's try Craig. Good evening, Craig.
Hello.
Hello, Craig.
Hello?
Yes, Craig?
Hello. Oh, great. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Quite busy phone line, so let's get to the point.
Right, so Scarlett Johansson, it's not some sort of put up to make more money, because that didn't work for Matt Damon, did it?
I don't know. What did Matt Damon do?
Well, he went and did that big Chinese film, didn't he? And it flopped. And
I don't think Matt Damon going to China to make a film called The Wall about the Great Wall of China is in any way comparative to what we're talking about.
Well, it is. You talked about blacking up. You talked about blacking up, so it is exactly the same.
Well, no, did Matt Damon... OK, let me ask you some questions, Craig. And here's the thing. I know that you phoned in before I started talking about this, so...
I did, so I'm on the back foot.
OK, well, you're not on the back foot. You don't actually have to talk about this, but we're going to, because you're wrong. In The Great Wall, does Matt Damon play a trans character?
No, but then...
OK, no, hang on a minute. I'm in charge here. My name's above the door, as that previous caller reminded us.
That's very rude. But OK.
No, it's not rude, it's a fact.
Yes.
You're talking bollocks, and I'm going to prove you're talking bollocks. That's rude, but that's also a fact.
OK, why am I talking bollocks?
Because you've compared... Well, if you allow me to ask the questions, Craig, I'll show you why. In The Great Wall, the film that you've referenced, in comparison to Scarlett Johansson playing a trans character, does Matt Damon black up?
No.
Right, OK, so what the hell has it got to do with it then? And why did you mention blacking up?
Because you mentioned it as you were doing the intro to this.
OK, but I didn't mention The Great Wall starring Matt Damon. So again, Craig, it's not a tricky question, mate. Why did you mention it in terms of blacking up?
Because you're talking about people that are taking on roles when they're just actors.
I'm going to try one more time, Craig. Right? And I know you're a new caller, but you've walked in, you've lain down in front of me.
OK.
What the hell has Matt Damon being in a film set in China got to do with blacking up?
Because you cross-referenced it when you were talking about Scarlett Johansson.
I did not mention Matt Damon in The Great Wall.
No, but you mentioned blacking up, and isn't that...
Does he black up in the film?
No.
Then what has it got to do with blacking up? You're the one that brought the Matt Damon movie into it.
Oh, OK, I'll take that away then.
Well, why did you mention the Matt Damon movie? By the way, that film has now had more mentions in the last 5 minutes than it did on the entire time it was out in the cinema.
Why did you take 2.5%?
Why did you mention it?
Only because you were talking about cultural appropriation, right?
Well, okay. Does he do yellow face in it?
Well, yeah, because he's playing a Chinese character, right?
Is he? I don't know. No one's seen the film. We don't know. And also, when someone plays a Chinese character, that's not blacking up.
Well, no, it's yellowing up then, isn't it?
It's yellow face, yes. But does he put on yellow face and do the eyes?
I don't know. He's not Prince Philip.
Okay, Craig. Let's. What did you actually call him for, Craig?
I just wanted to say that I really like you, dude, and I follow you on Twitter, and you get a lot of grief.
Apart from after this phone call, you won't.
No, I think I appreciate you're tired.
Yeah. Well, yeah, okay, but that doesn't.
Can we actually? Have we got time to get actually back to Scarlett Johansson and why she shouldn't get a load of shit off Twitter?
Okay, yes, go on then.
Because she's an actor.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, okay. Well, then you're taking us to. I don't know if the fuss she is getting is off Twitter. I mean, I bear in mind yesterday we talked about a gentleman called Ahmed Best who played Jar Jar Binks in Star Wars.
He got hammered, bless him.
He got hammered, and he came very close to killing himself 20 years ago. 19 years ago, it turns out. Yeah. Came very close to killing himself. So I am always, I'm always I'm recently reluctant to give anyone a particularly hard time for career choices they made. I just want to know, because I don't know, if there is a fuss about her playing this character, and if so, why? I just like to understand it, because I don't understand it.
Well, I think what you've got is, because social media has such a massive presence, that you get a lot of people just shouting into a bell room of their own hate.
A bell room, yes. Well, yes, I suppose you do. But hey, listen, I'm kind of off Twitter now, and I love it. I don't tweet during the day. I can't access Twitter or Facebook on my phone, so I kind of check Twitter in the morning, and if I'm out for a coffee, I might check it in the Costas. Although today, what I was doing was watching the South Bank show special from 1983 about the making of Give My Regards to Broad Street, the Paul McCartney flop.
Right.
So, and then when I come into work, I'll do a couple of tweets to promote the show. And that's it. So I saw a couple of people having a go at me on Twitter. Some people having a go at me on Twitter yesterday because of the political editor that Talk Radio have been appointed. A person I will probably never speak to, I have absolutely nothing to do with, couldn't care less, and people were having a go at me about it. So I'm glad to be off Twitter.
And I think that's right, but it's such a shame because...
No. Why is it? It's not a shame. Twitter's pointless. Twitter is useless. Twitter is meaningless. If you take all of the meaning that you invest into Twitter and remove it, then it's not a shame. Because you've got 3 hours of me every single night. 3 hours of me where you can listen to me talking for longer than 280 characters, and you can respond in more than 280 characters. You can engage with me in a much more meaningful, deeper, useful way than Twitter.
I agree. But what I'm trying to say is that it's not Scarlett Johansson's fault. It's social media's fault. It's the fact that stupid people have got...
Well, no, but if she... But hang on. If it was inappropriate for her to take the role...
Why? How can it be inappropriate for her when she's an actor?
Well, okay. Well,
that's like saying Dustin Hoffman shouldn't have played Tootsie.
No, it's not. It's not because the man dressing up as a woman was integral to the storyline. That was the storyline. But for example, it would be inappropriate if I were an actor. And by the way, the show that I auditioned for and didn't get the part for, but they said they like me and they want me to go back for more auditions, was Hollyoaks. But
really,
yeah, it's absolutely true.
Nice one.
Yeah, thank you. But if I was an actor and they said, right, we've got a part for you in it's a TV series based on the life of one of Britain's best loved comedians. You've got the lead role. And it's gonna, can you do a Dudley accent? Yeah, I think I could probably manage that. Okay, right, it's gonna be the whole thing. It's Lenny Henry, and you're gonna have to black up for it. Now that would be that would be inappropriate, wouldn't it?
All right, yeah, no, fair enough.
So I wonder, and I just wonder, I don't know, I wonder if an actor who is not trans playing a trans character, if that is the equivalent of a white actor blacking up to play a black person.
What you're saying is, what will we think about ourselves in 20 years' time when we look back on it?
Do you know, I wasn't saying that, but yes, in a roundabout way I am. I wonder if Scarlett Johansson makes this film, if 20 years' time we watch it on DVD and go, oh my God, I cannot believe we thought that was okay. That's a good point, Craig. Here we go, Craig. Thanks very much indeed. Well,
What a first call.
What a first call. Sorry, YouTubers, you would have heard that. It was quite intelligent until that. Well, there were bits.
There were moments.
No, hold it. Hold it. Hold him back the tears. Hold back the tears, because we're going to do some adverts. Then when we come back, you're going to talk, lady. Okay, lady?
We'll see about that.
Oh, cheeky. What a little tease.
Take a trip into the alternate reality of late night radio.
I think I'm in something like the Matrix, and so are you.
The Late Night Alternative.
Hello.
With Iain Lee.
Is there anybody out there?
On Talk Radio.
Hello.
0344 499 1000. You can listen on DAB, download the app, or go to talkradio.co.uk. I did promise you, I teased you guys saying Katherine will be allowed to speak. The mouth guard comes off and Katherine's mouth opens. Let's hear what comes out.
Well, I just wanted to add to that the conversation you were just having about, and I get that actors pretend to be other people, but I think you're right, and you know, I kind of think Annie Wallace is one of the most insightful people I've ever had the pleasure to meet about this, for obvious reasons. And it wasn't really that long ago in human history that women didn't act at all and used to get young boys playing female parts, and that was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe it's just time that we move on, and I think it's good that we question this.
Here's the thing I'm starting to realise about myself. 5 years ago, I'd have gone, what's the problem? What's the problem with this? It's acting, you're acting, get on with it and act. But as I get older and ever so slightly wiser, I'm beginning to realise that I don't actually have a say in this argument.
Yeah.
It's not my argument, so I don't have a say in it. And any say I have is kind of invalid because it's not about me. It's not about me. So, and that's quite a realisation to make. That actually I don't have to have a horse in this race. I can't have a horse in this race. I can, but the argument does not impact on me in any way whatsoever. So I need to learn to sit back, shut up, and listen to those who it does impact on. And it's only saying that out loud now that actually I'm starting to get that. You know, it's a few years ago, I go, that's the problem with this. It's acting. Get a woman to play. Oh, it's acting. Blah, blah, blah. But it's not my argument, is it?
Listen to people who will be affected and or hurt by it.
Yeah. Not my argument. Oh, everyone's put their phone down. Okay. 0344. You can call in about that. You know the rules, guys. The show wasn't going to be about the Scarlett Johansson thing. It's just I heard it on the news and it kind of it caught my fancy, so to speak. So you can call in about that. 0344 499 1000. But you know how this show works. You can call in about absolutely anything. I want to talk about the earthquake in Surrey later on.
It's been more than one, hasn't it?
Yeah, been more than one. I want to talk about how your eyes work. Oh! Yes! Let me find an email. I had some brilliant news today, and I didn't tell you about this because I was... this is brilliant news. Absolutely brilliant. Right, let me make sure I get this right. Right. Remember Kirsten, who we had on?
Yes.
Kirsten Ashby.
Yes.
Right, she was the young lady who was out having a night at the Neighbours, and the guy... let me get his name, because his name in the press has been reported wrong. And I've been talking to Kirsten, James Bowen. I think his name is Richard or something. James Bowen is his real name. And I've been talking to Kirsten. I've been talking to Paul's dad. And for those who don't remember it or didn't hear it, young lady, mum of a beautiful little girl, and she was at some neighbour's house, and there was a bit of drinking going on, and this bloke, this James Bowen, poured petrol on her and set her alight. Just the most senseless, horrific attack. And I was so lucky that Kirsten invited me round to meet her and her mum and dad and her little girl. And I spent a lovely afternoon with them. And I've told them that when I get the new place, they need to come round and see the new place, because the daughter would love the garden. And anyway, so what happened is the Crown Prosecution Service, I think I've got this right, he got sentenced to whatever it was, 16 years or something.
And he was remorseless, wasn't he?
Yeah. And the CPS said, nah, that's too lenient. So they appealed, and it was in court today. And I can tell you that, so he went to the High Court, his sentence has been increased to life, and he's upgraded to a Category 1. And I said, what exactly does that mean? So this is from Paul, Kirsten's dad. He can apply for parole in 12 years, as per the guidelines, but as he's now Category 1, the parole board won't look at him after such a short time. The potential is for a minimum of 30 years. 30 years. Well played. And, Paul says, thanks to us, me and Kath, we didn't do nothing, and thank you to the listeners, you dear listener, for your support, because I know some of you chipped in, and the whole family got loads of nice messages after we played the interview out with her. And I was so pleased with that, because he's a nasty piece of work. And you're right, in court, laughing, shrugging his shoulders,
blowing kisses to his girlfriend.
Oh, outrageous behaviour. Even the attempted murder, put that to one side. Just the arrogance of the man. And what's great is the whole family, the Ashbys, are so relieved. I mean, they were kind of cool with the first sentence, but to have it extended like that, have him changed to a Category 1, have it to, it could get 30 years. Fantastic. And so, well done to Kirsten and to Paul and to Lynn and to the whole family, because I know we've kind of shared a few messages back and forth. And it's been a really stressful time for them, and they were worried that possibly he might get a reduced sentence, all of that stuff that goes with it. And I had a couple of emails from Paul and a couple of Facebook messages from Kirsten. So, yes! Brilliant news, isn't it? Wonderful. Lovely. Well done. Let's go to Jack. Good evening, Jack.
Hello.
Hello, Jack.
Hello. I'm just calling up because my dog just died recently, and I don't know how to, go around it.
What was your dog called?
Indian.
Okay, and how old was it?
It was 12.
Okay, and what make was it?
A Lamborghini.
Thanks very much for calling, Jack. Try harder next time. Let's go to Sandra. Good evening, Sandra.
Hi, Ian. How are you?
Has the summer holiday started? I think it has for some people.
Oh, it has up in Scotland.
This is the next...
All the signs are there.
This is the next 7 weeks, guys.
Shut up!
The next 7 weeks is kids phoning up, talking rubbish.
Right. I know, and also, my mother-in-law has dementia, and I kind of help her as well. My son's having autism.
Oh.
And my own health problems. So she's phoned, like, community alarms about 12 times.
Oh. She's phoned who?
Community alarms.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, blimey.
Just call me Mrs. Ben.
Okay, it's all go, isn't it? It's all... Well, I tell you what, why don't we swap numbers? Your mum can phone me, and the kids, apparently years 11 and 13 are off. So that we'll give them your number, and they can phone you up. Does that sound like a good deal?
That sounds okay, aye.
Fine, good. What have you got for us, Sandra?
Yeah, it's just that thing you were talking about, you know, the transgender stuff, and
yes.
You know, people forget, for example, that Daniel Day-Lewis played Christy Brown in My Left Foot, a disabled person. So it's okay for an actor to pretend to be disabled.
Well, that was then. Are we not moving on?
Well, I don't know. It's not the same thing. It's similar in that it is someone playing a physicality that is not their own. But I just want to be careful of, you know, because I'm treading really sensitively, Sandra, because I know some people might go, well, hang on, you can't compare being disabled with trans. And we're not, and I know you're not. Yeah, that's a good point. I always felt really uncomfortable. I remember watching as a kid, because I thought it would be a laugh, The Elephant Man. Thought it would be a laugh, flipping it.
David Lynch is not a laugh.
Well, no, it's John Hurt, isn't it? Although who played him? Who played? Here you go,
John
Katherine.
Hurt.
Katherine and Sandra for 5 points.
I don't know.
Who played the Elephant Man in the No. What is this? Who played the Elephant Man in the Broadway musical?
I don't even know the musical.
That's a great question. It's a great question.
Was it a Bowie one?
It was a very famous, one of the most famous rock singers of all time.
Oh, like Roger Daltrey or someone.
David Bowie. David Bowie played Did you?
I got 5 points.
Oh, she got 5 points.
Fair enough.
Catherine's a terrible loser at quizzes.
I remember that because I'm a big Bowie fan.
But I watched it. I remember watching The Elephant Man, and I was about 13, 14, and it's a very, very moving, powerful story. It's a great film, you know, very well done. But at the time, I remember thinking, him playing that character doesn't feel right somehow. It doesn't. But then, all right, okay. Well, then can we go into the ridiculous for a second? Talking of Roger Daltrey. Roger Daltrey played a deaf, dumb, and blind kid in the movie Tommy. Yeah, sure. Now, is that inappropriate?
I know.
Don't know. There's no answer to some of these questions.
I'm just thinking, like, that's an interesting point about the Bowie musical, because Scarlett Johansson, Under the Skin, and they got, like, a disabled person to play the same condition, you know, that the Elephant Man had in that film.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was just awakening up to disability issues, and good night, darling.
Good night, darling. Sleep well.
To the sun.
Good night, my love. Sleep well, boy. Don't you worry, son. Take care. You sleep well. Good dreams. Good dreams. He'll be upstairs reading.
But anyway,
yes.
He will be. He's into manga at the moment.
Reading. Sorry. He'll be upstairs playing games on his iPhone. That's what I meant to say.
No. He reads manga. Ian, you know what a manga is yet?
No.
Manga.
I thought you said Minder. He reads Minder. What? The novelizations of the Minder television series?
Manga. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Okay,
I know. I'm okay. I never could get into.
Right. Okay. I can't understand them either, but it's about stands and things. But someone is reading. So, but anyway, as I was saying, Scarlett Johansson in that film Under the Skin, which is an amazing actress, who played an alien. Yeah. They had a person with a disability to play the part of somebody who had a disability. And I was just, I remember the Elephant Man and all that, and I was just kind of waking up, you know what I mean, to disability rights and things like that, and I thought...
I tell you what I thought was great, and I thought this was a turning point, and it's not quite been the turning point I thought. Have you seen Breaking Bad? Mm-hmm. And the son in that has got, I think he's got cerebral palsy.
Yes, he does.
And he's got it in real life. And it's never mentioned in the series. It's never mentioned in the series. It might be mentioned once. But in the whole of a 7-season series, it's never mentioned.
It's not what he's about.
It's never mentioned that he has a disability, or as they call it in America, a handicap. They still use that word, which always makes me shudder.
Oh, I know.
But it's never mentioned. And I saw that. I thought, halfway through season 2, they're not mentioning this at all. This is great. He's just a kid. And I thought, this is going to be a turning point, and we're going to see more of this in films and TV shows. And we haven't so far. That appears to have been a blip. But I thought that was great the way they did that.
Right, and then going back to the race thing, that's exactly how I felt, and I know he's not your favourite person, but when I first saw Luther with Idris Elba, right? Black police officer, it's not about him being a black police officer, it's about him being a flawed human being who just happens to be, look a certain way. And I thought, it's brilliant, because it's not, we're not doing that anymore. We've moved on to the point where you see the person.
Well, can I just say as well, though, Katherine, that we had actually, somebody who was a police officer with autism. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah, what was that one?
Oh, no, this is
real life?
A TV programme in real life,
All right, okay.
Hey, I've got one for you. We're bouncing all over the place, guys. You remember when Lewis Hamilton mocked his nephew, 6-year-old nephew, for wearing a dress? And everyone went, dude, that's well out of order. If he wants to wear a dress, let him wear a dress. And then, Sandra, did you see Lewis Hamilton's apology last week?
No, I didn't.
He says, something like, I want to say sorry, right, for the whole furore about the dress thing. So it's a picture of him on the front of GQ or some magazine wearing a kilt. So what he's doing is he's equivalating, that's a word, Scotland's national dress, which is worn by a huge amount of men, with girls' clothing.
So that's a real hodgepodge. Cultural appropriation.
Yep.
Insensitivity.
Yep.
Well said, Katherine. Well said.
And just being a knob.
Yeah, just being a knob. And I saw Limmy was furious online, and I saw a few people going, dude, that's out of order. That's two things you have to apologise for now.
That's like him sticking a sari on and going, job done, guys.
I want to say sorry, guys. I want to say... Well, except the sari is women's clothing.
I guess.
So it's a little bit closer. Kilts, I know women can wear kilts, but traditionally they're worn predominantly by men. And he's going, hey, women's clothing is fine, guys. Look, I'm wearing a man's kilt. And it's... all the Scottish men are going, dude...
Right, Iain, are you going to wear a kilt when you come up to Scotland?
I've worn a kilt. I haven't got one, but my mate Conan, when he got married, he's got Scottish heritage. I was one of the best men. We all wore kilts.
But you have as well, so it wouldn't be massively out of order for you to wear one.
Well, no, but I love a kilt. And then during we did it without any pants on, and then during we did some dancing at the end, some Scottish dancing, and someone came over and said, I think you should put some pants on.
Oh dear.
Everything was... There was one bit...
Was your sporran not heavy enough?
Conan won't mind me saying this. This was at another wedding where Conan was wearing a kilt. Absolutely wasted. So drunk, right? And it was at the end of the night, and he's there playing the ukulele. And I just went, Conan, your nuts are out. And his kilt was so high up, his nuts were just there on the chair. Like, Conan, cover your nuts up.
No, TMI. Please.
Sandra, it's nice to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. We've got Jake, Gary, Richie, Ben, Andre and Alan. Busy old night tonight. And there's Katherine and I both feeling a little bit flaccid, inappropriate choice of word after that last story. But there you go. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
The radio show where the owls are not what they seem.
Do you or have you ever watched Twin Peaks?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
They could be dreaming and meeting each other in their dreams.
On Talk Radio.
Okay, so we're Katherine and I during the break. What were we talking about? Go on.
We were talking about how Sandra raised this idea that, disabled actors aren't generally recruited to play disabled parts.
Yeah.
And she cited Daniel Day-Lewis in My Left Foot, for example. I've never seen that. Is that a degenerative process, or is he same all the way through?
I think he's the same all the way through it. And then we were saying, so we were kind of, we talked about Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump, where he plays someone with learning difficulties. And then Eddie Redmayne, who played Stephen Hawking, of course. And that kind of gave us both pause to thought, thinking, well, what Stephen Hawking had was a progressive disease where he started off physically fine, and over time his physical abilities lessened and lessened. And I'm going to tell you the Stephen Hawking story, you'll know it. So it would be odd, but not unprecedented, to change the actor halfway through when his disabilities reach a certain level. Of course, sometimes they do have actors playing the same role as they age, but just thought that, I don't know, we're getting slightly esoteric.
Again, I don't think it's our argument to have.
No, you're absolutely right. It's not our argument to have.
But I think it's right to think about.
It's right to kick it around a little bit. Good evening, Richie.
Yeah, there, Bill.
Hello, mate. What you got for us?
Hello. It's only a quick...
Well, it'll be quick if you can get the words out. Otherwise, we could be here all night, Richard.
Exactly. But I thought I was like third on. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's just... Remember when I first found off on your Jackie Chan night years ago?
Yes.
Seemed like years ago.
Yeah, we were saluting the magic of Jackie Chan.
Yep. Sat next to me pond, remember?
Yes.
I am sat next to me pond again with me dog, and I thought I'd just phone up. Little anniversary thing going. Brilliant show still. Keep up the good work.
Hey,
but I still think Kathy carries it.
How would you like it? How would you like it if you carried my fist in your face and I sent you flying into that pond, buddy?
Well,
yeah, would you like that? Would you like that, Richie? Would you like that? I'll find a knuckle sandwich. Would you like that?
Be friendly, mate. Come on, I'm giving you props here.
You're not. You're giving me props, and then you're taking some of my props away.
I'm not. I'm being a nice. You call me a shit dad.
I don't remember that, but I only. What?
And it was to do with social media. It was Father's Day, and I said, my daughter didn't even send me a text, and she only lived like 2 doors away because she moved out.
Yeah.
And you went, you must be a shit dad.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. I don't remember that.
You off, lad. I'm just saying.
I don't remember that, but I stand by that. Have you spoken to her since?
Of course.
Did she send you a Father's Day card this year?
University in London, no?
London University. What is going on with everyone tonight? Richie, you can't say that word. What is going on with everyone?
Drink is my guess.
Is this what the summer holiday is going to be like? Apologies to the people on YouTube. You get all the swears. How? It's really easy to not swear. It is really easy to not swear. My kids are 8 and 6, right? 8.5 and 6.5. Only twice in the last 8.5 years have I sworn in front of my kids. And one of them was when I was driving and I forgot they're in the back of the car. Someone cut me up and I went, "Oh, you massive cock." And the boys went, "What's a cock, Daddy?" And I went, "Oh, it's a male hen." Right, so dodged that one. And another one, it was actually a few weeks ago, and I let out an S-bomb, but they didn't hear it. Right? So that's 8.5 years of not swearing, right? People can't manage a 5-minute phone conversation without dropping an F-bomb. What is wrong with these morons? This is Talk Radio's fault. When I was at LBC, when I was at Absolute, when I was at Virgin, when I was at the BBC, very, very classy callers, very classy listeners. Talk Radio, it's all yobbos and thugs and drunks. That's who we've got. That's who we're entertaining. Wowzers. Thank goodness we have got a dump button. Let's try Ben. Good evening, Ben.
It's Connor Kwan.
Sorry?
It's Connor Kwan.
Okay, I can't hear what you're saying, mate, so unlucky. Let's try Craig. Gary, good evening, Gary.
All right. I've tried to swear.
Catherine.
Well, I've tried to
Hang on a minute, shut up.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Didn't we agree not to talk anymore?
Did we? No, I don't think we did to Gary.
All right, cool.
No,
there was a big fallout, I seem to recall.
No, I don't think so.
I never had a fallout with you both.
No, you do quite often, Gaz.
There's often swearing, so just be careful.
I'm looking at my dad at the moment, so I'd like to talk about it, if that's all right.
You talk about anything you want. Go on.
My dad's dying at the moment with Alzheimer's. not like it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Horrible.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I see him, I don't know where I am. It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, no, my granddad had the same thing, and it is it's one of the strangest, most upsetting things. Yes.
And breaking news, the word you were looking for is transgender. My friend is transgender, so the one's going to be a man.
Okay, well that wasn't the word I was looking for, but
practical.
No, how do you feel about that?
About transgenders or about my dad?
Let's focus on your dad. Go on.
I feel horrible, I tell you. I'm not looking forward to it after buying a suit and everything.
Hang on.
Huh?
You're not looking forward to your dad dying because you'll have to buy a new suit.
And I'm going to miss him a lot.
There we go. There we go. Well done. Well done.
It's my dad at the end of the day. Brought me up. He was a bit of a gangster back at the day.
Was he? Was he a bit of a bad boy?
Bit of a bad boy, yeah.
What did he get up to?
Car ringing.
He was what? Car thief?
He was a car ringer.
A car ringer? I don't know what that means.
That means changing number plates.
Oh, naughty boy.
Naughty boy.
Naughty.
It's a rob banks as well.
He used to rob banks?
Mm.
Did he ever go to prison for it?
He did.
Wow. Flipping
it. He went to prison for it when I was born.
Wowzers, there you go.
And he's dying now. More real.
Well, how long do they think your father has left?
They say prepare for worst.
They say what, Gary?
What's that?
What they say what?
They said prepare for worst.
Prepare for the worst.
So it's gonna happen any day. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, it can do. Yeah.
Oh, mate. Listen, Gary. I'm sorry about that. I wish you the best of luck. Losing a dad, as I know, is horrendous, and I hope that you and your family get some peace from that. Let's try Jake. Good evening, Jake.
Hello.
Hello, Jake.
Oh, hi. I just wanted to talk about, in my opinion, the biggest problem is just...
Okay, let's try James. Hello, James. Okay, let's try Mark. Good evening, Mark.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Kath.
It's a real person, don't worry.
Hi, Mark.
This is a real person, because he doesn't sound about 15.
Yeah, I'm real.
Go on, Mark. What you got? They're all coming out tonight. I love it. I love it. It's what I live for.
Is it a full moon?
I can see another couple on the switchboard already, but thank you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, go on.
what I called up about was you're talking about disability in the media and film and that.
Yeah.
A really positive thing happened today.
Go on.
ASOS, the online clothes retailer.
Oh, no, go on. I saw this story the other day.
Yeah,
go on.
Using disabled models. And
haven't they?
Disabled myself.
Haven't they come up with? I didn't see the full story.
Yeah.
Haven't they come up with some clothing that is
suitable for wheelchairs?
Go on. So you've seen it better than me. Kath.
Yeah, they've sort of redesigned things so that it's.
Now, if you've ever had to dress someone who's sat in a wheelchair and cannot stand very well or at all, like I've done with my mum, it is getting a coat on my mum is a nightmare because I can't move her body and she's in the wheelchair. So this is a brilliant thing for a massive fashion. And what is it? A chain? It's not a chain. It's an online thing. But ASOS is. I've shopped in ASOS.
Yeah.
So this is great news.
Yeah. I can only use half my body because of my stroke.
Yeah.
So I dress myself, but it takes forever. So I mostly end up having to wear joggers. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's easier to put on. Unless I'm going out, I'll put jeans or trousers on.
Yeah.
But it takes me forever.
I bet.
But while I still can, I will do it.
Good for you. Yes, as my mum says, if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. So well done.
Yeah. Another thing I rung up about.
Yeah, go on.
I hope you don't mind me talking about this.
If it's about how good Katherine was the other day, I kind of think we've moved on from that a little bit. That was a while ago. A lot of people won't get the reference. Don't know what you're talking about. So let's not mention that. No.
You know, because I run my own radio station and that.
Hey, it's Reggae Box, Reggae Box, man. I hate reggae, but yes.
Yes.
Hang on a minute. I got beef with you because now because of you, I keep finding myself getting caught up in when I look on Twitter in reggae conversations. I was in a reggae conversation tonight. I hate reggae.
I know you do, but I've done my first live interview tonight.
Oh yeah.
With a person called Sir Lloyd. He's a
reggae person, is he? Right, yeah, of course he is.
Yeah, he's been in the business 40 years.
Right.
And he's got his own record label, does record producing.
I won't go down the reggae route.
This is my philosophy on radio.
I won't go down the reggae route.
I will not go down the reggae route. This is my philosophy.
I won't go down the reggae route.
And this is Katherine's philosophy.
I'm not in a bad mood.
Well.
No, I'm not talking about
Go on, Mark.
the reggae.
I'm shutting up
about what happened.
Yes.
Because it was my first live interview, and I was bricking it, to be honest. And because he's a professional, he's been in the business 40 years. I interviewed him anyway. After I interviewed, I spoke to him on the phone after.
Yeah.
And he said, great interview, mate.
Oh, where you
really
go?
Good. And I said, well, you're my first live interview I've ever done. And he goes, what? Nah, he couldn't believe it.
There you go.
You're a natural.
There you go. It's all about just having a conversation.
And he's put my confidence up so high now.
Good. Hey, guess who,
Boom, 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 boom.
Guess who I unfriended on, I've only got about a dozen friends on Facebook, right? Guess who I unfriended on Facebook yesterday, Mark?
Who?
Boom, 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 boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Carl Malcolm.
All right, old teacher.
Hey, fatty, boom, boom. That's him, isn't it? Carl, I unfriended Carl Malcolm.
Boom, 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 boom.
There you go, you see. That's how cool I am
What
with
did he
reggae.
do?
He just kept posting about reggae. Mark, thank you very much for that, and well done, mate. You should be very proud of yourself. Let's go to Alex. Good evening, Alex.
How are you?
There we go.
No, well, let's see with this one. Alex, yes?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yep, what would you like to say?
So I'm from the U.S., you know, because you can probably tell from the accent.
Yeah.
And I would like to know your thoughts on people saying Bush did 9/11.
People saying what?
President Bush did 9/11.
Well, I think they're idiots.
Yeah, they probably are idiots.
Yeah, because it was done by a load of Saudi terrorists.
Yeah.
Well, that was easily solved, wasn't it? I don't buy the whole conspiracy theory. Bush probably used it to his own gains and allowed him to, kind of justify almost going into Iraq and all of that stuff. But no, Bush didn't do it. Those buildings weren't blown up by the CIA. They were hit by two massive aeroplanes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You don't buy any of these conspiracy theories, do you, Alex?
No.
Because I tell you, because it's your countryman of the same name. What's his name? Alex, the InfoWars
Jones.
guy. I'm Alex Jones, and here's the thing. I know that those planes were flown in by American military. It was a SWAT team. I got documents, verified documents that prove this was the case. And George Bush was behind it. And everybody that jumped out of that building was an actor. They were actors. They were actors. That was filmed in a Hollywood studio. I blame Alex Jones for all of this stuff. Okay. Hey, Alex, how did you I can see you're listening in Georgia, home of... I don't know, actually.
Peaches.
Home of Peaches. How did you find this silly little British show?
So I was just going to Twitch and I found your stream by searching up phone.
Hey, nice one, man. Well, Alex, it's lovely to have you on board. You give us a call anytime you want, fella. Thank you very much.
Okay, see you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. There we go. It's a real one. Yeah, I'm Alex Jones, and I got verified documents that prove that all those kids weren't really shot. They were actors. And, in fact, you can see some of those kids, they're in episodes of ER as doctors. And, so they didn't get, they were, it's all organized by the Jewish mafia that runs this country. I got documents to prove that.
Now buy my man pills.
I got these man... Hey, guys, can't get a boner? Can't think of bullshit? Then you get my pills. I take 5 of these pills in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, and 5 before I go to bed. And this racist, anti-Semitic, homophobic, paranoid bullshit just flows out of my mouth.
What I really love about him is the before and after shots. Same bloke, just a bit redder.
Hey, if you're a paedophile or you support paedophilia, take my pills and I'll hire you like I did with Milo. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I'm gonna get dressed up and do it for myself. I'm gonna buy myself some flowers just for my health. I'm taking myself out of date, ordering champagne, gonna make it rain, gonna go insane. I'm gonna swoon me, gonna wanna spoon me. It's what comes next after the makeup sex. If you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? I'm seeing somebody, someone brand new, makes me happy, so feeling lonely, I'm the one and only. The truth shall set you free, I'm cheating on you with me, la 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 la, cheating on you with me, la 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 la, cheating on you. I'm gonna do my best to make an impression, la 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 la, la 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 la. I'm gonna treat myself like gold, gonna make an investment, la 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 la, and this commitment is something I need. Got it right here with me. I'll get down on my knees and give myself a ring. Ain't nobody got the time or the patience to wait for questions. I wanna be the one that got away. It's my life, I'm here to stay. I'm seeing somebody, someone brand new, makes me happy, so feeling lonely, I'm the one and only. The truth shall set you free, I'm cheating on you with me, la 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 la, cheating on you with me, la 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 la, cheating on you with me. Get dressed up, buy some flowers, go on a date, appreciate, tell yourself you're beautiful, even when you wanna hate. If you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? I'm seeing somebody, someone brand new, makes me happy, so feeling lonely, I'm the one and only. The truth shall set you free, I'm cheating on you with me, la 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 la, cheating on you with me, la 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 la, cheating on you with me. I'm seeing somebody, someone brand new, makes me happy, so feeling lonely, I'm the one and only. The truth shall set you free, I'm cheating on you with me, la 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 la, cheating on you with me, la 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 la, cheating on you with me.
That's Imani Coppola, and I met her when I was in New York for no other reason than just to hang out with her. And we got the Staten Island ferry, and we talked about The Staircase and all the murder documentaries on Netflix, and we decided that we were going to murder people. And we went into really graphic detail. I shouldn't be saying this because when these murders happen, you'll know. We went into really graphic detail of how we would murder people. It involved me. It starts off,
You did the leg of lamb one?
No, she's dark.
Well, we know this.
It involved me tying their shoelaces together so they couldn't escape. And then I hold their hands behind their back. Then she chops their arms off. It carries on from there. Don't worry. We couldn't agree on who to murder. She wanted to murder delivery drivers, and I said, well, I use them for food, and I wanted to murder people. She says, no, I like that. So we couldn't decide on who to murder. But we did, the headlines would be great. Tragic comic and one-hit wonder go on murder spree. It would be a great documentary. 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative on Talk Radio. Edinburgh, September the 1st, Saturday, September the 1st, about 4:30. It's a tea time show. Glasgow, September the 2nd, the Sunday. Katherine and I shall be performing there live at The Stand in Edinburgh. Excuse me. There we go. This is live. Do you believe in life after love?
It's so weird.
Do you believe in life after love? You do it. It's quite good fun.
Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth.
Do you believe in life after love? Sam, do it, man. It's too funny to not do it, man. It's too funny to not do it. Come on, Sam. We've never heard Sam sing. This is going to be great.
Come on, Sam.
I can feel something inside me.
Yes! Yes! Yes, Sam! Oh, beautiful! Sam is made of auto-tune. This is great. Sam is Auto-Man. So Saturday, September the 1st, Edinburgh at the Stand Comedy Club. Sunday, September the 2nd, the Stand Comedy Club in Glasgow. They're big venues, over 200. We sold 30 tickets for each. Thanks, guys. And this is why we're kind of going to... People say, hey, you should come to Scotland. Hey, you should come to Newcastle. Hey... So quite often when we go to these places, we don't sell many tickets. So I suspect once these dates are done, we ain't going to go nowhere. If you want tickets, go to the Stand website, or if you go to iainlee.com/event, singular, iainlee.com/event. All the dates are there, and there's all the links and everything you need. Right. Switchboard is full. I'm not going to give out the number. We've talked about all kinds of things. We've talked about 9/11. We've talked about the Elephant Man. We've talked about the Scarlett Johansson. I don't want to say furore. Okay, Scarlett Johansson playing a trans character, and some people are very upset by this. And I've kind of reached the conclusion as I get older. It's not my argument. I'm quite willing. This is maturity. I'm quite willing to sit back and listen to other people who do have a horse in the race, who do have a dog in the race, who are involved in this story in a more visceral way.
Yeah, just because it doesn't bother you doesn't mean it's not a problem.
And I don't know if it does. I don't know if it does. I don't know if her playing this character bothers me. I don't know if the anger around it bothers me. I don't know. I don't know what I feel about this. But because you know that tomorrow, that if it's not been done today, there'll be some idiot right wing, predominantly I would say right wing, phone-in radio host, possibly our breakfast host here, breakfast host at another station, will be doing the, well, I don't see what all the fuss is about. It's acting. Have you not heard of acting, darling? Do you not know what it's acting? Do you really think that people go out and have to be murderers to play murderers? Of course not. Well, I might have done that 5 years ago to get a few phone calls and for a laugh, but I know what. Why don't we? And if you're not trans, you're welcome to call in and give us your opinions, of course. But I'm gonna value the opinion of trans men and women significantly more on this story, because they will be able to tell me. And again, I'm not going to generalise, because I know that some will be okay with it.
I've heard both sides.
Some will be against it. Some will think it's a great thing. Some will think it's a terrible thing. Some won't care. I don't want a trans person to phone up and speak on behalf of the trans people, but I'm prepared to listen to trans men and women and give their argument a bit more credence than my own internal argument. Summer holidays have started, so we've got a few of these. Should we rattle through the joke ones first and then take some serious calls? Should we do that? Indeed. Okay, let's try Graham. Good evening, Graham.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Graham. How are you?
I've got a bit of a conundrum going on, right?
Okay, thanks very much indeed.
Conundrum.
There we go. That's apologies to the people on YouTube. You had a you had a racist word there.
We caught that, didn't we?
We got that. Which apparently, and I will apologise to the people on YouTube, because the M word. And this is a real phenomenon that we've discovered. So we stopped taking Skype calls. Is that kids, and it is kids, and I mean, he sounded about 11. Kids get great humour out of shouting out racist language. I'm going to put my cards on the table. When I was a young man, I used quite a lot of racial language in a negative way. I did. There was a big divide in my school, and I used quite a lot of racial language that I'm embarrassed about, I'm ashamed about, and it's a real kind of thing that I've got to deal with, you know, and it kind of went both ways. There was a strong Indian community and Pakistani community and kind of white community, and it went both ways. That doesn't justify anything I said or did in the slightest, and I'm ashamed and embarrassed. But, even and I wasn't racist, it was just these words had power, so these words would come out, but I certainly wasn't racist. But what am I trying to say? I wouldn't have phoned up a radio station you know, there's no gag in it. There's no gag in it, and so there seems to be a lot of that going on, really. And so we will. Here's the thing, kids. If you're listening at home, we have a 7-second delay. So if you phone up and swear or say the N word or the P word or whatever, it's only me and Kath and Sam that hear it. No one else gets to hear it. So unlucky. Let's try Keith. Good evening, Keith.
It's shitty shop.
There we go. Let's try. You're too slow, guys. Let's do one more, then we'll take a proper call. Hello, Phil.
Hi, it's Phil. I just want to ask your opinion on the EDL.
Oh, God. What's your opinion on the EDL, Phil?
I think it's just not that good, you know. It's not a remarkable thing to think about.
Okay. So, so what? You think they're good or bad?
Bad, definitely bad.
Why?
I just don't agree with them at all.
Okay. Well, why are you phoning up a national radio station and giving them publicity?
I don't know.
That's a good question, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's what we're trying. I'm not having a go at you, Phil, because you're a new caller, and it's great to have you on board. But here's the thing. Here's what we're trying to do. Kath and I are trying to do, and it's really starting to take shape since I got back from New York. Is to create an echo chamber of love and of peace and of art and of positive stories and of good news, and to not go down the usual routes of the Tommy Robinsons and the EDL and the Muslims and the people talking about this Trump baby flying out. All of that stuff, right? You can find that for pretty much 21 hours on the rest of this station, with a few exceptions, actually. That's unfair to a couple of the presenters here. You can find it on LBC for 24 hours. It's everywhere. So we don't need this window, Monday to Friday, 10 o'clock at night until 1 o'clock in the morning, for as long as we can, bearing in mind who we're owned by, for as long as we can, we're going to keep this a place of love and of happiness and of a friendly place. So we don't need to mention those racist guys, do we?
No, not at all. I really support you. Yeah.
Thank you, but thank you, Phil. How long you been listening to the show for?
Just a couple hours, really.
Oh, you only found us tonight?
Yep.
How come? What were you doing to stumble upon us?
Well, I've just been recommended by a friend, really.
Okay, well, Phil, thank you very much indeed. There we go. Let's go to Nigel. Good evening, Nigel.
Hello.
Hello, Nigel.
How are you?
Very well, mate. Thank you very much for calling. Let's try Vicky. Good evening, Vicky.
Hello.
Hello, Vicky.
Hi. I'm wondering if I'm one of your serious callers that you alluded to before.
Well, now you might just be saying that just to sneak under the radar, and then you're gonna call me I don't know, a shit or something.
Some sort of racist slur.
Yeah, you might call me a racist swear, but let's see how you sound sensible. But again, that could be a disguise. What have you got for us, Vicky?
I'm trying to lure you into a false sense of security.
Vicky's a honey trap.
Absolutely. Did you watch Love Island tonight? Because I have to talk to someone about it.
Yes, we did watch Love Island, and then but I missed the last. Thank you for reminding me. I missed the last 5 minutes because I had to come in the studio, and normally Katherine comes in with me, and I said, Kath, can you stay here and watch it and tell me what happens? So, Katherine, we haven't had this conversation. I'm so glad you reminded me, Vicky.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
What happened at the end of Love Island?
Right.
Yes.
So you had Thingy who wasn't being funny but did fancy her mate's boyfriend and went out on a date with him but wasn't being funny and she was being honest. Georgia.
Yeah, we go.
Yeah. Little G.
Yeah. The G spot.
She took them to the G spot.
Yeah.
Her and Wes, because they were the only singles, they had to choose between 3 couples who were ready to be dumped off the island, and they had to pair up with one member of each couple. And everyone else went home.
Oh.
So, you've got, in the couples, you've got, remember that one that Wes got dumped by?
Yeah.
With the big lips?
Yeah.
Her, what's her name?
Megan.
Megan. And and some fella.
Alex.
Yeah, that she went off with.
Don't
the
worry
beardy one with the glasses.
Don't worry about the name. Oh, the guy from Half-Life?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Do you know that game, Vicky? There's a game called Half-Life.
I know about Half-Life, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like him, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Right. So then there's him. Then there's the girl with the tattoos who he went on a date with.
We just stop for a second. We've just gone from a call about the EDL to this. This is how stupid this
when he said that he'd only been listening for 2 hours,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, you're in for a treat.
or a hideous shock. Anyway, go on, Katherine. Yes.
So there's them two.
Yeah.
Then there's tattoos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
lady tattoos.
Yes.
Yep.
And the fella that she was with.
Yes.
Male tattoos.
Yeah. There's double tats.
Double tats.
And then there was that guy with the tortured eyebrows.
Yeah.
Who went on the date with G first.
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it? They all look the same.
Yeah, and the girl that he was with.
And the girl that he was with.
Danny Dyers.
Yeah, so 3 of them were up there.
Yeah.
Then they had to go and everyone else is sitting there going, oh, what is he going to do? Because he's choosing between tattoos that he quite fancies now.
Yes.
And Megan, who's screwed him over, but there's still a vibe there.
Right.
Oh, so tense.
So who did he choose?
Wait. So then they go off and discuss it, and G's going, you know that it's the wrong decision to go with her.
Yeah.
You've got a decision now between what could be brilliant and someone who's really messed you around, but I don't trust her, but it's, it's going to be down to you. Think about it really carefully, but you can't go back to her, So she gets up and she, of course, picks tortured eyebrows.
Yeah.
Right? He's standing there, very much in a mood like this.
Yeah.
This music is what the show's missing.
Yeah, totally. They should put me in charge of the music.
They should do.
And he says, I've had to make a really, really tough decision. It's the toughest decision in my life.
Did he say it was hard?
He said it was really hard.
I bet it was. Blue balls.
And it's flashing between big lips and tats.
Yeah.
Big lips,
I reckon he's gone big lips.
Big lips, tats.
You'd have to
Is it going to be big lips or tats? And Tats had lovely eye makeup, actually. It was like a sort of red, sort of sparkly thing going on. I thought she looked great. Tats, big lips. Big lips is thinking, you better pick me. I know you fancy me, even though I'm really boring. I mean, she's beautiful, but she's boring. Big lips, tats, big lips, tats. Who's it going to be? 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 Close up on his face. I'm going to go with big lips.
Hey!
And everyone goes,
well done, fella. He made the right choice. So Tats is out.
Tats is out.
Wowzers.
Mm-hmm. Double tats.
Oh, Vicky, it's tense, isn't it?
We should definitely do a podcast for Love Island, shouldn't we?
It's such a load of rubbish, that show. I mean, it is awful, isn't it? Oh, she's gone. Vicky's gone.
She just wanted to know what happened.
Vicky's gone. Let's see if we get Vicky back if she wants to come back on. I don't know. Late night alternative, Iain and Kath, Talk Radio.
Kick off your slippers. Don't go to bed. The party is just starting. You can sleep when you're dead. The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
I think we got Vicky back. Good evening, Vicky.
Hi.
You get too excited there. Do you have to go off and...
I did, yeah. I've just moved into a new flat and I think the signal's a bit dodgy in this building.
All right, you show off.
You can't take tension.
renting.
Show off. What's a show off? Is it furnished?
No, I've got my own furniture.
I'm, I don't want to poor me, but I'm buying a house, right? And
I know, I've heard all about your struggles.
The struggles, and they are comparable with the struggles that they faced over in Ireland. But hopefully the end of the month, although they're just dicking me around. But tonight, I've got nothing, right? Because I'm coming out of the marital home. I'm not going to take any of the furniture from there. That wouldn't be the right thing to do. So I've got nothing. I've got no furniture. So tonight, Vicky, I bought 2 sofas and a bed.
Show off?
Yeah, I am showing off, right?
Two sofas?
A 3-seater and a 2-seater.
Well, I've got a big corner sofa, and then my flat I moved into came with a 3-seater sofa as well. So we've got 2 big sofas.
Can anyone beat that? We are waving our sofa dicks around, and Vicky's winning. But it takes 6 to 8 weeks for the sofas to be delivered. 6 to 8 weeks.
You know what? I think I can't say the sofa brand, can I? But I bet you it's the same one that I ordered mine from, and it took forever.
Well, mine's Sofa Workshop.
Oh no, mine was DFS.
Oh well, but anyway, I spent bloody fortune tonight on a bloody fortune on boring things, really boring things.
The sofas and beds, they are the worst.
They're so boring. Here we go. I've spent about $4,500 tonight, right?
What?
On boring, the most boring, grown up, dull things ever.
But you will not be saying that when you are lolling about on them.
I've spent $4,500 on things that I'm just going to fart on. That is it. I've spent $4,500 worth of money on fart seats.
Fart targets.
Fart targets. That's it. Targets. That's all it is. Just going to let rip on there. Outrageous. I can do that standing up. Anyway, Vicky, do we get to the point of your call?
It was mostly just to talk about Love Island because my flatmate is away with work, so I've got no one to rant at about how much of a mug Wes was. But
oh, he's such an idiot.
There you go.
Aren't you hoping that she does it to him again?
So much so. I hope that... I'm trying to think of one of the other guys that she can get with in there, but I hope it's any of them, to be honest. I don't care.
Let's just do it, dip, do. And then, I just think he's a mug, but also he's done the dirty on people before, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, hang on. Have they been doing the dirty on each other?
Oh yeah.
I've not seen that.
Well, he dumped Laura for her, didn't he?
Oh, you mean emotionally? I thought you. Okay, right. So I've misunderstood.
Ian doesn't like Laura. You don't like Laura, do you?
Which I don't know their names.
The air hostess.
Which one's she?
The Scottish one.
The Scottish one.
Oh, I think she's absolutely boring. I think she's really boring. And she's just, she's boring.
But that's the problem, though. She's a nice one. She might be a bit boring, but she did treat him well, and he's gone for the horrible one.
Well.
Always the way.
Well, Vicky, thanks for lowering the IQ of...
Well, can I just counter this with the fact that I have been marking English literature GCSE papers for the last month.
Oh, how are they?
It's literally why I'm so invested in Love Island. It's the only fun thing I've had for a month.
How are they doing?
Mixed.
Have we got a generation of thickos coming up?
No, actually, they are way more intelligent, I think, than I was.
Where are they going to find the next generation of Love Islanders?
There we go, you see. Vicky, thank you very much for that. Let's go to Andy. Good evening, Andy.
Hey, Ian.
Hey, Andy, how you doing? What have you got for us? This? And by the way, I think you've been waiting a while. I can see loads of people have been waiting a while. The phones are the busiest they've ever been since I've been here. So if you're hanging on and you're waiting, I really appreciate it. If you get bored and can't stand the waiting, put the phone down. I won't think any less of you, but I promise, everyone I can see, I will come to you eventually. Andy, what have you got for us?
You asked somebody to call him who was trans.
Yes. Do you know anybody?
I am.
It's you! There you go. Fantastic, Andy. Well, I'm aware that you are not speaking on behalf of trans men and women all over the world. You're
no,
speaking
it's usually important that I make
for
that
Andy.
clear.
Yeah. Well, we kind of know that, and the listeners know that. But you're right. You're just speaking for Andy. And I just let's come out with it. What's your thoughts on this whole Scarlett Johansson playing a trans character in a movie?
Well, can I tell you the backstory, and that'll help to explain how I feel about Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
1981, my sister brought home a copy of the Dare album by the Human League.
Okay.
Do you remember the cover? I don't know if you do. Phil Oakey in the full face makeup and all that kind of stuff.
I don't remember it, but I'm aware of the styles that were popular at the time. Yes.
Well, I was 6 years old, and inside me something just went, wow.
Oh, really? Something clicked?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly at that stage. That now takes me to 2002, when I went to a couple of fancy dress parties in drag, which was my first attempt at really coming out.
Yeah. So had you experimented, with clothing and makeup and
only behind closed doors?
Okay, yeah.
To the extent where, hiding them away, being embarrassed and being ashamed of who I was and, unsure of what was happening to me, uncertain of all that kind of stuff, and being really quite scared and really vulnerable. 2002, as I say, was my first couple of times out. And then after that, met somebody, settled down into a safe existence, a heterosexual existence, really vanilla, kind of just tried to blend into what I thought society wanted of me.
Yeah.
2011, that marriage ended, and I came out as trans in those days, transgender was an umbrella term, meaning anybody from cross-dressers and androgynous to anybody who's transitioning.
Yes.
Transsexual people, although I don't speak for all of them, I speak for the ones that I know, weren't happy with the term transsexual because what they go through is not sexual.
Right, okay.
And so I fully understand that.
Yeah.
So I have been told by quite a few people, well, you're not transgender enough, are you?
Gosh.
Because
what does that mean?
Well, I've no desire to transition fully.
Right, okay.
I've no desire to go all the way. I've no desire to live for the majority of my life as a member of the opposite sex. I just want to be me. So as a result of that, I found myself forced out of being able to call myself transgender, and I'm now settled into the label of gender fluid.
Okay. All right, so
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. So are you suggesting that there is a there is kind of a strong arm branch of the trans community that kind of dictates what you are allowed to call yourself?
It's all a case of feeling comfortable enough to be able to use a label that other people can relate to.
Okay.
And without people getting... I was always very careful not to call myself a transvestite because people had sexual connotations for that.
Right.
I feel what I do is more of a spiritual thing for getting in touch with me.
Yeah.
Rather than a sexual thing. So nobody's ever said to me, you absolutely cannot call yourself this, because if they did, I'd say, well, who are you to decide what I can call myself?
Yeah.
But for the longest time, I considered myself transgender. Then I got to the stage where I consider myself gender fluid now. But the point that I was going to make before, we get sidetracked and whatnot, is if you can imagine from those first feelings in 1981, right through to 2002, right through to 2011, when I started going out regularly dressed, up to, and how much that takes out of you as an individual. When it comes to a film, I couldn't give a rat's arse. I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, really? She's playing a film? I might watch it if it gets a good review. If it doesn't... And, if anybody's out there, and I'm only speaking of myself here, but if anybody's out there thinking, oh, no, this is wrong, no, this is wrong, this is wrong, just try to spend a little bit of that energy trying to make yourself happier, rather than feeling that you've got to protest.
There could be some people who say, well, there could be some people who have transitioned, or who are transitioning, or who intend to, who will say, well, Andy, you don't know what it's like. You don't know what that's like, and because I think the character she's playing has transitioned, okay?
Yeah.
So you don't know what that's like. So your view is not as valid as my view as somebody who's transitioned.
Yeah.
How would you respond to that?
Well, I've heard that argument hundreds of times.
Right.
And what I would say to them is my journey in life any less valid than yours is?
It's less valid than mine because I really have journeyed hard and partied hard. But compared to everyone else, well, no, of course not. All our journeys are our own. But does God? We're getting slightly into the esoteric and the philosophical. But does that mean that you are less well positioned to speak about a female actress playing a character that has transitioned? Are you less well prepared to talk about that than a human being who has transitioned? Do you see what I mean?
I've worked alongside people, I've supported people, I've mentored people who transitioned fully, and my heart goes out to everyone who's in that position. I'm grateful that I never felt the need to go to that level, because I know how much that takes out of people. But at the end of the day, to me, life is, and I don't want to get philosophical on you, but I'm going to for a little bit.
Let's do it, man. We're there. Let's do it.
Life is all about just trying to be as happy as we can and not sweating the small stuff. And if Scarlett, we don't know, does Scarlett Johansson wear trousers? If so, is she a cross-dresser? Does she identify as transgender under the old definition? And if so, so what?
Andy?
It's a film.
How's life going, man? You in a peaceful place?
I'm good, Ian. I'm really good.
There you go.
I'm thinking of coming to see you on the 28th, by the way, especially because you're at Affleck's.
Are we at Affleck?
Yes.
Yes, we are. We are at Affleck.
3-minute theatre.
Come, because we've got like 20 tickets left in a tiny little theatre, so it's embarrassing. So you have to come. I insist, Andy, that you give us money and you come.
It sounds very tempting. I'm a little bit starstruck, if I'm honest.
You won't be after spending an hour with
No, mainly with Kath. I had that. And here's the thing, and for all of the shows we do, we always stick around afterwards, and people can come and have pictures and say hello, and we'll sign stuff and all of that.
But you don't have to.
But you don't have to if you don't want to. You don't have. And loads of people come on their own as well. You know, if you're thinking of coming on your own, loads of people come as a solo.
It's such a friendly vibe. You won't feel like you're on your own.
Yeah.
Sweet, because that I must admit was one of my main concerns, because I would be coming by myself. But I figure life's about doing stuff and getting out there and challenging yourself. And if you feel a bit intimidated about doing different stuff, just doing it and just making yourself as happy as you can be.
Love to see you.
I know that I'm not speaking on behalf of anyone else who is trans, but I hope I've helped a little bit.
All right, Andy, nice to talk to you. Thank you. Maybe we'll see you on the 28th. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Set free your mind. Let your fancy take flight. Conversation gets curiouser by the glow of moonlight. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Should we do a couple of the kids first, because they've probably got to get to bed? Yeah. Okay. Good evening, Nollock.
Hello.
Hello, Nollock.
Can I talk about conspiracies?
Of course you can, Nollock.
Well, because the government is leaving Brexit, and by the way, I'm not a kid. And
well, by the way, I'll be the judge of that. What year were you born, boy?
93.
So, yeah, you're a kid.
You are a kid.
You're a kid. And the fact that you
Let me claim adult.
Okay. The fact that you started this with, that the government is leaving Brexit, right? So,
yeah.
Okay,
well,
you're obviously well informed.
In case yeah. Well, because they're on the tight budget, they want to make the population go down. So I'm just warning everyone not to drink tap water, because it's slowly going to kill us all.
We're all dying anyway, Nollock.
No, but it's going to give us a quicker death, which is bad.
I don't know if that is a bad thing.
Because they're using gay bombs in the water.
Using gay bombs in the water. Thank you so much for your call, young lady, and I appreciate that. I really do.
Don't call her a young lady. It's an insult to young ladies.
Let's do one more, and then we'll take a proper call. Let's go to. Good evening, Adam.
You're right, Ian.
I'm very well, Adam. How are you?
I just thought I'd ring you because my nan has got problems at the moment.
Okay.
I don't know what to talk to you about it.
Did she get hit by a gay bomb?
Yeah, it must have been.
There we go. Must have been a gay. Hang on a minute. What was the name of the farmer guy?
John.
You're not John the farmer, are you?
No.
No.
No. Okay. Well,
John the farmer was funny.
Yeah, Adam, your mum's calling. You got to go to bed now, son. All right?
My nan.
You got to go to bed now, son. What's great is that Sam gets it now, because Sam has called every single one spot on. He writes on the screen, prank. Don't even put the question mark, Sam, because you got it spot on every single time. All right, let's do a proper call. Andre! Hey!
Here we go.
When you're going to Andre for a little bit of sense and sensibility, you know you're in trouble.
Very much. Yep, you like a good, genuine, clever person.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Right? I've got 5 items on my agenda.
They're all they're 5 for the price of 3.
I'll get them through. I'll get through them quite quickly.
I'm sure you will.
Right. Number 1, Lappy on. Lappy not on, but will be on later.
Okay, Lappy on standby.
Right. The Elephant Man suffered with elephantitis, for anyone who didn't know.
Thank you.
Right, and during the...
Is this point number 3 now? We're on point number 3.
Number 3, in the middle, one quick game of rocks and scissors with you. Right, 1, 2, 3, what you got?
Go on, what you got? You call it first?
No, I'll see it first.
No, they're watching on YouTube. What you got?
No, I'm the leader of the game.
Andre, what have you got?
No.
Andre, you could change it at any point. I'm not stupid. Tell me what you got, buddy.
All right, I put in a stick of dynamite. And you're going to say it's raining. Go on.
Yeah, it's raining.
Right, okay. Right, number 4.
Yes.
Right, you won't let me play that properly. I'm meant to say what you got, right. Number 4, never trust a hippie. I don't know why that's on the agenda. Right, and number 5.
Yes.
Right, remember going back, the Lappy's going to be on later for the listeners, yeah?
Yeah, great.
If you've got the time, yeah. And 5, I'm going to Sweden Saturday, but not to watch the football.
Bless you.
As you do.
Yes.
And was for a couple of weeks. And anyone from Sweden calls in.
Yes.
Can you ask them to have a chat with me? Yeah.
Okay. Do you speak Swedish?
No. But does that matter?
You don't barely speaks English.
Yeah. Well, that don't matter either.
Well,
it's a universal language. What I want to speak to the Swedish person about.
Okay. How long are you going to Sweden for?
Or as long as they'll let me.
There's not much to do there. I've been to Sweden. It's nice, but there's not a lot to... You go to the Pippi Longstocking Museum?
What are the women like?
God, not desperate.
Well, I know what they're like, so I've met some, but I mean, that's the main...
yeah, they can see and they're sober, so, nah.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for, isn't it?
Okay.
Well, I don't drink it, and you know that.
Okay, Andre, thank you very much indeed.
There's a man who's been avoiding tap water for a long time.
Let's take one more, then we'll take a break. Good evening, Gary. Hello, Gary. Hello, Gary. He's gone. The switchboard is almost empty now after... What a run. An hour and 40 of unbroken calls. Good evening, Dave.
Hello.
Hello, Dave. What you got for us?
I would like to talk about depression tonight.
Oh. It sounds like you got something there to cheer you up. What's that? What's that buzzing in the background?
It's just my phone.
Okay, I apologise. I thought it was something else. Okay.
No, it's not that.
Okay, David, away you go.
I think depression is a myth.
Okay.
Because I think it's just for attention seekers.
Okay.
And I just think some people generally are depressed, but some people just act it on for attention, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think people like that should just stop it because there's no point in it.
Okay.
And I also think that lion.
There we go. Well, I mean, that...
I'm not convinced that was a phone. He might have gone off at the end.
The thing is, I just thought, I'm not going to argue with you. Makes a good point. No,
well,
I'm not going to argue with you. Fine, if you want to do that. This is it's a weird one, but I love it when it's like this. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee and Katherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
So, here's the thing. Michael Flatley. Have you seen this?
Yes.
He's made a movie, The Lord of the Dance. He's made... what's that? Snot's just falling out my nose onto my hand. Michael Flatley, The Lord of the Dance, has self-financed his own movie where he plays a spy in it. If you Google... You can see the post for it. You've never seen Michael Flatley like this before.
No, but you get the impression that that's how he sees himself all the time.
Well, you've read his autobiography, haven't you?
No.
Oh God.
Why would I?
Has someone listening? If anyone's got a copy of Michael Flatley's autobiography, could you phone up, please, and just pick a page at random and read it? It is the most conceited, arrogant waffle.
On the Billy Idol scale, where is it?
Oh, Billy Idol's like kindergarten compared to this guy. So if I got this right, you'll know if you've got this book right. Isn't there a bit where he compares himself to... No, he says he's better than God.
At what?
I'm pretty sure. If I Google...
At dancing?
Life. Michael... Hang on. M-I-C-H-A-E-L. That's how I know how to spell it from a song. Michael Flatley autobiography.
I'm sure we've read bits of it.
Extracts. Here we go. Oh, here we go. This is where I got it from. It was on. Someone tweeted it. I do not accept your. This guy. This is on the Pope. This guy has read Michael Flatley's autobiography, so you don't have to. And here's the funniest bits. Okay, so let's see if we can see this. Oh, I've got to watch it. Here we go. So this is from September last year. It's a guy called Demery Oh none. It's Monday afternoon. I've got a hot date with a real social guy, and he's got Michael Flatley, Lord of the Dance. My girlfriend picked this up at Poundland 5 years ago when we started dating and bonded over it straight away. It's the best pound she ever spent. Okay. Here we go. So, lots of early chapters are dedicated to young Michael's thwarted attempts to play the flute. So here we go. Got callers on the line. Stay there. We'll come to you in a bit. Her anger disappeared in a flash. Hang on a minute. Sorry, it's all gone. Her anger disappeared in a flash as she started to laugh. It seemed as though everyone in the store was laughing too. Well, I made myself ask, how much are they? Oh, son, she said, they're about 8... What does this mean? Hang on. Okay, right, so that goes on a bit. I want to find... the first rule of Irish dancing is you don't talk about Irish dancing.
No, that's not real.
By this point, I've won so many dance championships, more than 100. This is Michael Flatley's autobiography. You'd think I'd take it for granted, but I don't. I remember every single time I came in second. In some ways, the second-place contests are a bigger part of my memory than the big wins. It was coming in second that really honed my competitive edge, made me work harder, made me even more determined to do better and make it to the top. Don't get me wrong, I believe in winning, but sometimes you learn even more from losing. That's actually quite good philosophy.
Oh, yeah,
that's the
true.
philosophy.
That's true.
And it says here, and this is the guy tweeting, another running theme is that literally everyone he's ever met, from random musicians to Nelson Mandela, predicts Michael Flatley's greatness. Here we go to the book. This young lad took the floor and he started dancing the hornpipe. Although we'd seen Irish dancers before, this was something else. He was like a ball. He could jump off his feet into the air and come down feet away. His feet were absolutely spot on. The timing was absolutely outstanding, and we were all looking at him as we were playing. There was this small little fella in the band. He was a cousin of mine, a very philosophical little fella he was. He said, I'm making a prophecy here today. There will be more about that young fella yet. That fella will be famous. That fella is special. That's what he said, and we agreed with him.
First of all, the writing is absolute crud. I mean, feet and fella, he needs to find different words for.
Okay, it goes on and goes on and goes on and goes on. Mike Tyson said in Beverly Hills, that effing Flatley, what a stud. Me, I think he's the best dancer in the world and one of the world's greatest athletes. And I'm not just talking about sex.
What?
That's Mike Tyson.
Well, he's a well-known philosopher.
There we go.
And dance aficionado.
Here we go. This is it. When I was announced the winner, there was a big roar that floated up from below, surrounding me in a huge cloud of deafening noise. I forced myself to turn away, to walk down the empty staircase that led into the main hall where I would receive my trophy. But just before I entered the main hall, I stopped and stood alone in the empty corridor, just listening. I couldn't believe that all these people were clapping for me, and I swear I heard the voice of God talking to me, the universe sending me a message, telling me never to doubt myself again.
No, he would be saying, get over yourself. I mean, what a man.
And it goes on and on and on and on.
Did he self-publish that, or did anyone read it before he put it out?
But this is it. So he's made a movie. I want to see this movie.
It's going to be like The Room, isn't it?
I want to see Michael Flatley's movie. Where the hell do I find this from? Because it's going to be incredible, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. That's what we want. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We'll go to calls in a second, I promise. I discovered something great about social media today, which is weird as I'm backing away from social media. But I discovered you can do live videos on Instagram. I'm on Instagram, right? I've lost about 5,000 followers on Instagram, 7,000 followers on Twitter. I'm doing something right. But you can do live videos on Instagram. So I was doing a live video today, just plug in the show, on the air tonight. We'll listen at 10 o'clock. And then it said, you have an invitation, someone has requested to join in your broadcast. All right. So I clicked on it, and it was this screaming girl. And the camera was like, round, and so the screen split in two. So I'm in the top, and then this screaming and this running around is underneath. And you heard this voice of a very young girl, probably about 12, 13, going, "Here, do you remember that Ian bloke from the jungle? I'm on his Instagram live." And then the camera was obviously being passed around amongst some schoolmates. Because all I got was kids looking at me, going, "Oh my God, it's him!" And then passing it, "Hey man, I'm Jonah. My name's Jonah." And then the camera, "Give me the phone back, Jonah, you knob." And then the phone getting passed around from people to people. So I said, "Thanks very much," and I let them go. And then I just had lots of other people come and send me invites to come to join my live broadcast. It was incredible. So I might do that tomorrow. I was going to do it tonight, but my phone's streaming the thing, and so maybe tomorrow night we'll do a live Instagram stream video thing, and people can join in. Now, I think that Matt, who does the YouTube channel for me, will have the technology to stream that video image as well, I think. But even if not, you'll be able to listen at home to the things we do. But I don't really understand Instagram, and this is another thing about social media that gets to me. I'm losing a lot of followers, right? So what? But it feels like a shame inside of me. It feels weird, is what I'm trying to say. Hang on a second, 'cause I've kept this guy waiting for ages, and it's not fair. Good evening, Mo.
Hey, man.
Hey, Mo. How are you on Instagram?
Yeah, obviously.
Well, you say obviously. Can I ask you an important question? Do you follow me on Instagram?
No.
You should do. Let me tell you why.
Not again.
You should follow me on Instagram because you are my biggest fan. You want to get your tongue up my bum, and that's where you would like to put it, Mo. Oh, no, Mo. Oh, no, Mo. 'Cause you really got the hots for me. You're always phoning my show. Even when you say you'll never call, you just can't let me go. Oh, no, Mo. Oh, no, Mo. And I don't know if your dad is ever at home. Do you know what I mean, Mo?
Yeah.
You phone me every night and tell me that I'm a load of shit. But you are one really annoying tit. Oh, yes. Oh, no, Mo. Oh, no, Mo. What do you reckon, Mo? How is this going for us? How do we work this out between us, Mo?
Just stop making annoying songs. You're not even funny.
No, you're never coming on my show. You've been rude to me. You're having a go about something I did just 'cause I ate some strawberries. Oh, goodness sakes. Oh, no, Mo. Oh, no, Mo. No one else gives a shit. Are we ever going to sort this out, do you think, Mo?
Producers write everything you say, and it's ridiculous.
Go on. It's the guitar solo. It's your part. You take it away, fella.
You're such a knob, honestly. Take that guitar off, because
You will never get on my show again. I shall do this every time. I've got about 67 songs, and I can make the words rhyme off my head. Oh, no, Mo. Oh, no, Mo. 'Cause my production team is writing all the lyrics for me.
It's obvious.
Stop phoning my show, Mo. Stop phoning my show, Mo. I'll let you speak at the end, then cut you off, Mo. I think you've got the joke by now, Mo. But you'll phone us up again tomorrow, Mo. I'm teasing you, buddy. What you got for us tonight? Not a chance, mate.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Get an earful of unusual nocturnal emissions with radio's Lord of Misrule, Iain Lee. No relation, thank God.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Another hour of this nonsense to go. If this show were 2 hours long, then tonight's would have been absolutely perfect. I suspect the last hour is going to be a little bit flabby. But there you go. Me and Kath will be here until 1 o'clock. Then Paul Ross comes in and eases you through the night. We've talked about loads of things. I've asked about the furore surrounding Scarlett Johansson. I asked if there is a furore. Is it a few tweets? And if it is a furore, then what, who, what, where, when, and why are the questions. I've kind of, as I've got older, started to realise, well, actually, it's not anything I should wade in on because I don't know anything about the situation. So if you are perhaps better equipped to talk about Scarlett Johansson playing a trans character in a movie, or you just want to chuck in your hat into the ring, 0344 499 1000. But you know that you guys have been listening for a while now. You can call in about absolutely anything you want, and this is this is what we got a lot of kids calling in tonight. It's the first night of summer holidays for some of them, and that's great. It's great that we got kids phoning in doing prank calls. We might have to. Maybe we'll do this next week, Kath. Before the last school holiday, we did a show about how to do a prank call, and I suspect we might have to do another one.
I think so.
To teach them to like, people phoning up and saying the N-word and my nan's ill. I mean, it doesn't get us anywhere. I really respect the fact that you're trying. It doesn't get us anywhere. So up your game a bit. But I'm glad that you know that young people are phoning up the show. I can't argue with that. But you can call in about absolutely anything you want. 0344 499 1000. Let's see where we go with this.
Shit. People should be allowed to be talk. Well, be their self, because then they'll end up very, very ill themselves.
Hello, Michael. You're on the radio.
Yeah, man. What's happening?
You're on the radio, Michael. Could you turn Could you turn the radio off, perhaps?
Yeah, no problem.
Nice one, fella. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, as it is. Suffered with a lot of mental health over my time, but not about this situation, but I've got close family who are going through the same thing and he can't come out because he's got a big family around him and he thinks he's going to be stapled to the same shit.
Okay, just watch your language a little bit, Michael, because we've got a lot of young people listening. Okay.
Oh, sorry about
Yellow
that.
card is being waved. Yellow card being waved.
Oh, okay. No, as it is like when you say about the transgender and like some kids might be bi and then...
Oh, there's your red card, Michael. There's your red card, buddy. We can't have that. We can't have that. That's the third F-bomb tonight. What is wrong with people, apart from the fact they're absolutely steaming? I was really intrigued to see where that was going to go. Did anyone else's sphincter clench?
I kind of knew where it was going.
Well, I don't know. I don't think we did. Apart from unless you're predicting the swear, I don't know where it was going.
I knew it was going to be a swear.
I don't know where it was going. But I was really intrigued to find out. But we gave you a yellow card, man. You can't use language like that. So don't use language like that. And people on Twitter saying, well, thank Christ for that he got cut off. No. Your opinion is not the only one that is valid. The nature of this show is everybody is invited to call in. So no. Everyone is invited to call in. If people... I tell you what, Michael, I'm giving you one more chance, mate. One more chance. Hang on, shut up. Have we got a full delay, Sam? We've got a full delay. Anything coming close to bad language, you're off, buddy.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot where I was. Well, I've never actually spoke.
You've never spoken before, it sounds like it. Turn your radio off.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm doing it. Okay, we'll start again, yeah?
Let's start again, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. It's not that difficult to not swear.
Yeah, but A bit ago, I got involved with someone who was close to me who had not touched much notice of, and everyone said, his head's going, and this, that, and the other.
Yes.
And then I said, like, oh, tell me, talk to me, you know what I mean? I've been through loads of mad stuff in my life, and that, and like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
I think I might be bi or, like, a tranny inside, but I can't tell anyone.
Well, hang on a minute, Michael.
I went, wow.
Michael, will you shut up for a minute and listen?
Okay.
The word tranny is not. It's not a word that we use because some people find it quite offensive. Okay, and I know you don't mean it in an offensive way, but some people find it quite offensive. So just be sensitive, all right? Just be sensitive.
Yeah. So I'd never been around anything like this, and I was like, well, talk to me anyway.
All right. Did he? Yeah. Okay.
I think that's what's been doing me head in, but I can't talk to no one, and there was no help for him, and he ended up pretty much in a bad situation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where his family cut him out and his head just totally went.
Yeah.
And then when he actually come out of it, he said, I used to pray at night when I was 15-year-old to hope I'd wake up straight. I was like,
So
wow,
what? He was gay. He was bi. What was the situation? Do we know?
Well, he didn't even know himself at the time. But there was no help because all his family around him were roughy, tougher, and like.
Tufters, yes.
And then when he actually got talking, he went, "I could talk to you because like you don't judge people because what you've been through." You know what I mean? I'm not in a position to judge anyone. And I went, wow, I didn't expect that. But that's what had been messing his mind up for time. You know what I mean? There was no one he had to go to.
How long ago was this?
Probably about 8 months.
Okay, so
and he went on for about 3 months. He got put in a mental hospital and everything.
Oh man, just a kid at the age of 15.
Well, no, he was a bit older. He was 17.
Okay, but at 15 he used to pray to wake up.
Yeah, but when he was 15, he used to pray to wake up straight, and then he didn't know if he was straight or. And I was like,
can I ask you a personal question?
Go on. Sorry.
How much do you drink?
I have a few cans when I've earned it. But it don't matter how much I drink. I've still been there for people, you know, in the hour of need. You know what I mean? I used to be an alcoholic.
You used to be
now.
Yeah. How much have you had to drink today, Michael?
Yeah, I've had a few. But I listen to the talk show. Yeah.
10 cans.
Yeah, probably.
So probably 15 then. You
shouldn't have me on the radio show.
No, you're welcome.
I was giving my bit.
Yeah,
you're asking for public information, people's experiences.
Yeah, and I'm interested in your experience and your drinking history.
Yeah, and I thought there's no help for this kid because there's no.
Forget the kid, Michael. Forget the kid for a second. You've obviously done you've done a really good thing. Being there for him.
Back on his feet.
Well done.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was coming. But
congratulations.
People have got to be aware. There's people around you that you don't know they're going through these things. Yeah?
Everyone is struggling. And well done you for being there for him. But I wondered if there was anybody there for you.
No.
And is that why you drink?
No. Yeah.
Because you're lonely.
Yeah, but I'm not on that firm. My stuff's like, I was addicted. Well, I phoned in the other week when everyone was saying about, they were talking about legalising cannabis and all that.
I think you've probably
had enough. That's the first time I phoned in because I
probably had enough cannabis, haven't you? Here's what it sounds like to me, Michael.
I've been on diazepam and metazapine for years.
Okay, Michael.
And when I heard you say it's not actually a medicine, don't actually cure anything, I thought, well, what about diazepam? That don't cure anything, but it absolutely wipes people's lives out. It's more addictive than heroin, and doctors are probably metazapine.
But Michael, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You're struggling to even have a conversation with me, man. You're steaming. You're steaming drunk, brother. You're steaming drunk.
All right.
You've not just had a few cans. You're steaming.
Oh well. I'll talk to anyone who listens.
No, and I'll listen to you, man. Of course.
Sorry
as long
about
as-
that.
Like,
Let's just cut it now and then keep it clean. I'll phone back sober when I'm...
Okay, if you want to. I'm happy to talk.
If I think I could... I started 2 weeks ago with... I wanted to phone you about saying... When you said cannabis isn't a medicine, it don't cure anything, and I was like, well, what does diazepam cure?
It's not. Well, it's not.
But it's still a medicine.
Well, cannabis isn't
that's
medicinal.
Let's
not get into that. Let's not.
Yeah, I know. And then tonight,
wise guy, Michael. I'm going to listen. Michael, I'm going to let you go because I'm really trying to have a conversation with you. And you're too drunk to even have a conversation with me, man. And I think that says.
Okay.
I hope that you listen, Michael. Listen, I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to say one thing, and I need you to be quiet while I say it, okay? Because you ain't going to remember any of this conversation tomorrow. But I want you to remember this one thing: you are too drunk to have a conversation with me. Remember that. Sleep on that. Dream on that. You are too drunk to have a conversation with me. Think about that and give
sleep on it. It's one of my sayings.
Give us a call. Shut up. You are too drunk to have a conversation with me. You are too drunk to have a conversation with me. Michael, you are too drunk to have a conversation with me. Give me a call tomorrow when you're sober, brother.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Take care, fella.
Sorry about that.
No, you got nothing to be sorry about, mate. You got nothing to be sorry about. An old hypnotist technique there. You just keep banging in that thing, and somewhere that will, hopefully, that might lodge in there. And don't look at YouTube during the show. Don't look at YouTube during the show.
Close it.
I'm going to let me block someone and then we'll close it. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. For the first time this evening, the switchboard is absolutely empty. And honestly, poor Sam. He's got the cushiest gig in radio, let's be honest. Tonight, for the first time in a year, he's had to do a bit of work. But he's not heard any of what has been an award-winning radio show. So, well, there you go. But we've got an empty switchboard. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I had the delight of seeing my 8-year-olds. Well, it wasn't a school play as such. School's really lucky that about 20-minute walk away from them, they have use of a proper theatre, 400-seat theatre, modern theatre. It's beautiful. Never been there before. And this evening at 7:30, there was a big performance that my eldest was involved in, which, of course, I couldn't make. So at 2:30, there was a dress rehearsal, which I could make. And so I went along to it. Little did I know that, because my son is in, I always get the years confused, year 3, because then you add 5 on to get their age. That's how it works, isn't it, pretty much? So year 3, you add 5, he's 8.
No.
Yeah, he's year 3. Yeah, it is.
No.
Yes, it is. What year are your kids in?
My youngest is in year 1.
Right.
And my eldest is
No,
in...
that's preschool. That doesn't count.
No, it's not.
Year 1?
Uh-huh.
How old is she?
She's 8. She's 6.
Right, so 1 plus 5 is 6. Yep, next. I'm right on this one.
She's like in year... What did you say, 3? You said year 3. Your son's in year 3.
Yeah, add 5, he's 8 years old. My theory... What year is your eldest in?
I'm trying to work it out.
It's tough
5.
to know, isn't it? Right, and how old is she?
9.
Okay, well, she's in year 4.
She's in year 5, but she's the youngest in the year.
Thank you very much indeed. It's not a perfect formula, but it works. And do you know how I work this out? By watching American movies.
I don't like this new system.
No, I don't like it, but it's been around for quite a long time, actually. It's been over here for years. But I worked it out from American movies because I didn't understand. I'm in the 5th grade, and you think, well, hang on, the fifth, you're in the 5th year, because the 5th year, I was like 15. No, 5th grade is your 10.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a good system. That's how I remember what year my kids are in, because I ain't got a flipping clue, man. But so what I didn't realise, and I got there early and got the program, and I got there early and I saw an old woman handing out programmes. I went to get a programme. Oh, no, dear, I can't let you in. I don't want to go in. I just want a programme. Okay. Who's got to put their beak in, haven't they? Always got to stick their beak. I can't let you in. I don't want to go in. I'm sitting outside reading my Paul McCartney book. I just want a programme. So, horror of horrors.
Do you remember that time the old dear at another theatre for a performance had a go at me because I was looking for the loo?
What was that? I don't remember that. When was
We
that?
went to see The Ferryman, and I tried to put my head round the corner.
Oh, yeah.
And she went, "You'll just have to wait like everyone else." I went, "I was just trying to see where the loos were."
Yeah, outrage. Old dears.
So rude.
Old.
I can't wait till I'm old. I'm going to be so horrible to everyone.
Well, your birthday's on August the 12th, so have I got your birthday right?
Yes.
There we go. I've got an inappropriate system to remember it, but...
It works.
It works. So, Horror of Horrors. My son... It turns out it wasn't a play. It was a selection of a themes.
Showcase.
A showcase, yeah. And so my son was halfway through the second half of the thing, and the rest of it was all older children. Right, okie dokie. So they started off, these year 5 to 8s, so they're 10 to 13, singing the theme song from Cabaret.
Well, that's a bit inappropriate.
Yeah.
Were they wearing suspenders?
No, but there was a bit later on when, I guess they were 13, I guess they were year 8s, girls. What was it? It was in Joseph. Were doing a dance, and I thought,
Wasn't Potiphar's wife, that bit?
I don't remember.
The seduction scene.
No, that was that there. That bit was there. Yeah,
it's quite rude.
And there was another bit, but there was like 4 girls in very short skirts, and I was just thinking, they're 13. That's a sexual. Anyway, this is the thing. Not my kids, I don't care. But it meant that I had to. So at 2:30 the show started, right? So I had to sit through an excellent, 35-40 minute version of Annie, which is great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Right. Then I had to sit through Joseph. So we started off with Cabaret, intro to Cabaret. Then it was Annie. Then it was Joseph. Then there was an interval. Then there was a weird thing about this kid, this weird musical about this kid that imagined things and they came real. A lot of guns, a lot of black. And then I imagined that the enemy soldiers were coming to our house to get the transmitting equipment in the airing cupboard. And suddenly these black shirts turned up, banging on a door with guns, and then they come in and they're putting guns at everyone's head. I'm thinking, what? So I had to sit through that. Then there was an interval. Then there was something else. Oh, there was something else. So 2:30 it started, right? Bring on, I've got to pick up my youngest at 5 at the latest, because that's when school closes. After school club, everything finishes at 5. School gets locked. If I don't get him at 5,
he's out.
He's out. He's walking home on his own, and he's 6, right? So at 2:30 it started. I thought, well, I'll definitely be there in time. No play, no school showcase could go on for 2.5 hours, right? At 4:42, bearing in mind this place is 20 minutes away from the school, at 4:42, my son's year come on singing Word of Pure Imagination, da-da-da, da-da-dee, da-da, pure and then they did like it was an older girl was singing that while they were all stood behind dressed as fairy tale characters. Then they did like a medley of the bare necessities, and it was flipping it. And also, some of these other kids were great. Because the thing about Joseph that no one realises unless you've seen it is Joseph's part is tiny in Joseph. It's the narrator. The narrator. I saw it for the first time a couple of years ago. The narrator is what it's all about, and the kid doing it was incredible.
It's the best. That was written as a school play as well.
Oh, I could see. There's not much to it. There's not much substance to it.
That's why it's got such a big chorus.
Yeah, there's not much to it really. But so at 4:41, right? Bear in mind all the other scenes are like 20 minutes, 40 minutes. 4:41, my kid comes on and does his thing. I'm looking at the watch, and I'm sat right in the front, and they finished at 4:49. Right? And then there was another thing. They were doing Matilda afterwards, but I just had to nick out, and I had to run. I ran, running a big bag. It was hot, man. And I ran to collect my, and I did the thing I used to do when I was drunk, and I would live miles away from everyone else when I was a kid getting drunk. And so that I would get home at a fairly decent time. I would run for as long as I could until I got out of breath. Then I would walk. Then when I got my breath back, I would run until I got... well, of course, when I was 16, 17 doing it, I could run a little bit further. And I was just running through... Oh, God, I looked awful. And I turned up at the school, just sweat all over me, bright red, huffing and puffing. I've come for after school. That was awful. But is there any... And listen, I'm not being rude about these kids, because some of these kids, the girl doing Annie... spot on. The narrator in Joseph, absolutely brilliant. Some real talent. But is there anything worse than watching kids you've got no connection with, not even in the same year, doing a school play? There's nothing worse, is there? Is there? Sitting through 2 hours and 11 minutes of 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds singing. I don't know. I've never seen these kids before. I've never met these kids. I will never have anything to do with these kids before. The sun will come out tomorrow. Jeez. That's a tough old. But your eldest is into all of that, isn't she?
She is, yeah. And there is something worse than that. The worst thing is watching your kid not really get a very big part, and then some other kids who aren't as good.
Yeah.
Really laying it on thick, you know, and you
Yeah.
go, oh, you're not very good. I don't know why they've not let mine do a bit more.
The thing I'm having to deal with is, at the moment, my kids aren't that interested in it. Of course, I want them to I want my youngest, I've got my eye on. I want him to get his first big laugh on stage, and that be the moment that he comes alive and goes, this is what I want to do forever. Because I'd love them to do something similar to me, in the same vein as me. And they've shown absolutely no interest. And my eldest is, he's artistic and he's creative, but he's not a performer. The youngest is a performer, maybe, but he's not a performer. The eldest is a scientist, and that's wonderful and that's beautiful and that's great. But man alive, I want him to love performing, and it's not his thing.
My
at all.
two are very different. The older one is more reserved, and the younger one is a sort of firecracker. But I think comes from nervousness, and actually I think the older one is more self-assured, really.
Yeah.
But both of them love showing off on stage. My God, they love it.
My youngest is a show-off and is a performer at home, and he went to drama club once, and they said, I don't like it, because he's very, very shy, and he doesn't like meeting new people, and he doesn't like being, but at home he's a real performer. He'll do voices, he'll do little routines, he'll do comedy things that he knows they'll get a laugh, and he knows that they're funny. And I don't push any of them to do anything, but I present all the opportunities that I can, and hopefully, and I always take them to see live shows. Every holiday we go out and see live shows, just in case one of them triggers something.
Even if it's not that, there'll be something else. This is the age at which things start to take, and you start to realise that they're forming their own sort of interests and being inspired by various things.
Yeah, this is what it's all about, isn't it? They'll be whatever, as long as they're rich and they can look after them. That's the thing. 0344 499 1000. We'll take calls straight to air for the end of the show, shall we? Why the hell not? That could be risky tonight. Could be risky. Taking calls straight to air. You won't speak to Sam. You'll come straight to air. 7-second delay. Don't swear. Don't be libelous. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up all-night generation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000. It's been one of those nights. But Paul Ross is on at 1 o'clock, by the way, dear listener. 1 till 5. It's been one of those nights when it's been a little bit fruity with the phone calls, so this could be a dangerous game, taking calls straight to air. The only thing I will say to you is don't swear, don't be libelous, don't be racist. And that's the first time I've had to add that last bit, because we took that for granted when I used to do calls straight to air 15 years ago. But now, okay, so don't swear, don't be libelous, don't be racist, because I press the button and it doesn't get broadcast. With that in mind, we go to line 1. Good evening, line 1.
If Jupiter is a planet which is made entirely out of gas, did it come from Uranus?
Thanks very much indeed. Is it made of gas? How can a planet be made of gas? Is that true? I know surprisingly little about the universe?
Jupiter's mainly composed of hydrogen and helium, just like a star.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
But the core of it is thought to be metallic and rock.
Yeah. Okay. Metallic and rock, you say?
Metallic hydrogen and some rock.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense, to be honest. Now that you've said that. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you'd be very, very welcome to. Let's go to line 2. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Who's line 2?
That's you.
Hello?
Yes, you.
Am I line 2?
Line 2, you're live on Talk Radio.
Yeah, hi, Andy.
Hi there, Mo.
Ian, please let me get a word in.
Please do.
Stop making me feel.
Do you want to do this one, Katherine?
No, please don't do this.
He phones all night and he's phoning tonight. Can't resist picking up the phone. Could say something positive. He prefers to have a moan. The people listening think, oh God, it's him again. Why is he phoning us? Has he got no friends? Don't let him on, don't let him be. Let him ring the BBC. But here he is, he's on again. Again. Oh, it's Mo. Oh, it's Mo. Why won't you let it go? Oh, it's Mo. Oh, no, Mo. Please, go. Go on, Ian. Take it.
Okay. I think he's gonna phone us every day. He's a pain in the bum. He won't leave us alone. Mo, anything you want to say, buddy?
Just let me give me time to talk,
Okay, hang on a second. Here we go. I don't know the tune, if I'm honest. You jump in. I don't know this one. Here we go.
You're an old man.
It's time to see if they can ring the BBC, and I won't sing. It's Mo again. It's Mo again. Phone a friend. Oh, it's Mo. He's ringing us again. It's Mo. Moni Mo. And, oh, I can't go that high.
Yes, you can do it, girl.
I don't care what he's going to say. Please go away. Never bothered me anyway.
Mo, anything you'd like to throw into the mix?
You're just going to close the line on me, aren't you?
Yeah, could be.
You're so predictable.
Could be. Do you want to? Shall we take a risk? Shall we just get to the end of the song and see what happens?
Whatever, man.
Okay, here we go. Mo is a pain in the ass.
And it's Mo! Oh, it's Mo! He's phoning us up again. Oh, it's Mo! Bloody Mo! Why can't he phone a friend?
Pain in the ass. His calls are like glass in my face. I wish he would never call us again.
We don't care what he says anyway. Although...
Let's give him a break. He's been a good
Yeah,
sport. And I
maybe.
don't know that song that well. So, Mo, what would you like to say?
You're going to close the line on me, I know you are.
Absolutely correct.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Call straight to air. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Paul Ross is on at 1 o'clock. Let's go to line 1. Good evening, line 1. You're on the wireless.
Good evening, Ian. If I recall here.
Okay, what would you like to say?
What's your thoughts on the Illuminati?
On what?
On the Illuminati?
I don't really have any thoughts on them. I have a life, so I don't bother thinking about them. I mean, Wassing really is a prick,
Someone
isn't
let
he?
his hair out or something there. Like he scudded across the ceiling.
Hello, line 2, you're on the wireless. Hello, you're on the air.
Oh, hi. So I was first-time caller, but I've been listening to you guys for pretty much ages.
Thank you, we appreciate that.
So basically, I wanted to tell you about an incident I had, a situation that was pretty bad. So basically, I just recently moved out of London because I couldn't afford to get a place with my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, girlfriend now. And so we moved to Wigan. And when we were in London, we used to go to the theatre a lot. And I used to take her, to all the shows and stuff, and never had any issues. And we had, really good shows like Wicked and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then one time I thought, right, for Valentine's Day, I'll do the same. Take do a little bit of research. But because I was multitasking, I was at work and trying to fit it in, I wasn't really focusing on what I was doing.
Okay.
So it turns out I ended up getting a pantomime, booking a pantomime. So we were in the middle of loads of kids. But the thing is, I'm 42 and she's 25, so I already have this kind of like insecurity feeling that people are watching, which apparently they're not. But
well, that's not particularly. There's not particularly big age difference these days, is it?
Yeah, but I personally feel she's really mature. That's why it took me a long time to agree.
How long are you going out with her?
3 years.
Okay, yeah.
She's lovely. She's absolutely lovely.
I'm glad you think your girlfriend is lovely. That fills me with hope and optimism.
Cool. So I was in the middle of all these kids, and so I felt that was kind of.
Oh no! Don't. I love going to the pantomime, being surrounded by kids. It's the most freeing experience ever. Just the joy and the screaming and the noise they make. It's wonderful.
I think because I wasn't ready for it, it made it kind of a bit. We laughed at the end, and at the end of it, we were dancing with them.
Yeah, beautiful.
So
beautiful.
we made the best of them.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and thank you for sharing that really romantic experience. There was a kid in this performance, a kid in the audience today who I guess was autistic. That's a complete guess because she was very, very vocal. I loved it. Do you know what? Okay, no, honestly, it made me a little bit embarrassed to start with, because it does, because we're accustomed to being quiet in the theatre, and this girl would shout out at various points. And the first couple of times I got a bit embarrassed, but that's a complete knee-jerk reaction. But after about the second time, I loved it because she was loving it, and she was playing by slightly different rules to the rules we play by, and she was absolutely loving it and was getting really, really enthusiastic. And I've come to a conclusion. This is going back to what he was saying. It's not quite a conclusion. It's a work in progress, right? And it's partly from watching this Mr. Rogers documentary, this kids' TV entertainer from the 50s, 60s and 70s. And there's some great footage of him in the 60s in his cardigan, sat on a chair, and like a little 5-year-old comes up and says, "Mr. Rogers, can I say something to you?" "Of course you can, my dear. I love you. I love you too," man. He gives her a hug, and she hugs him, and she kisses him on the cheek. Can't do that anymore. That's fine. I get that. But for a long time, it's particularly men. It's been I have felt this unspoken pressure that you're not allowed to pull faces at kids on trains. You're not allowed to do these things with kids anymore because we're all paedophiles, we're all child molesters, and all of this stuff, right? And I've decided that I'm going to pull faces at kids on trains and stuff because I know my intent. Now, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything that's, my intent. It's purely entertainment for the kids, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to carry on doing that because I've thought really long and hard about it. My intent is pure, and I remember the joy. Me and my sister laughing so much in our car, turning round on our seats when you could, leaning out the window, looking out the back window and waving at people, and they would wave back, and you just die laughing. Oh my god! Oh my god!
I always wave back.
Always. I'm going to do it. And I stopped for a long time, the longest time. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make faces. If a kid looks at me on a train, I'm going to stick my tongue out at him. And if the kid looks scared, I ain't going to do it again, But if the kid laughs or the kid gets something out of it, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to send out the vibe, because I think that's important. I'm going to send out the vibe so that it reaches the parents that I'm not a bad person. Slightly different because I'm on the telly and people know me as that lovable guy that cried on telly, and so it's slightly different. But I've thought about if I were with my boys on an underground train, which I am occasionally, and someone with a twinkle in their eye pulled a face at them, I'd be cool with that. Physical contact is a different thing.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
no space invasion.
Wouldn't go there. I wouldn't get close, and I wouldn't necessarily start a conversation. Sometimes like a toddler comes up to you, go, "Hello there, what's that you've got? Is that for me? Thank you." Those kind of conversations I think are cool.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd start a conversation. But I'm gonna pull faces. I'm gonna wave at kids because to show them that we're not all paedophiles.
But you can sense the vibe though as well.
Yeah, you can. But I've been on trains with my boys, and people are scared to look at them. People are scared to look at kids because paedophiles and kidnappers and stuff like that. And
I always smile at kids, but I suppose it's different for a woman.
I think it is different for a woman.
Although actually, there's no reason why it should be.
No. Well, statistically, actually, yeah, there is. Statistically, it's more likely to be a child rapist if you're a man. But it's not exclusively. But I think it is different. If I saw a kid on the floor crying, I would have no problems either. And this is slightly different. I'd have no problems either going over and seeing if that kid was all right and helping that child up. Yeah. And if that kid was lost, I would take that kid's hand. I wouldn't have a problem with that. And I know that some people would, and I know that some parents might do. If I returned their kid holding their hand, some parents might think badly of me, but that's fine. That's their bag. My intent is good, and I know that my intent is good.
Yeah.
And my intent is simply to give that child some comfort and get them back to their parents.
I appreciate it when other people are kind to my children.
Yeah.
And that's how I would see it.
Yeah. And I've been thinking about it. So I was thinking about it a lot in New York, actually. And I was on the tube before I went to New York, and I'm going to kind of experiment with it a bit and just be a little bit more open to interacting with kids out and about. Because kids are beautiful, man. Kids are. Oh, I've always loved kids. Even when I was in my 20s, I've always just, there's this magical force around them. And if we do this whole thing of you can't make eye contact with a kid, oh, come on, man. What's that all about? I think that's going to cause problems for them later in life. Anyway, I don't quite know where we go.
But I also think that, you see anyone out having a good time, smiling and laughing, it's weird if you meet their eye and don't smile back.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you do it with a kid?
I love it when a kid wanders up to me, though, in a restaurant or on a train or something. Hello, is that for me? Oh, thank you. Well, let me look at... When I was on the plane going over to New York, that was it. That was exactly where it was. That's exactly where it was. The plane going over to New York when they didn't have any movies. Before we took off, behind me there was a pregnant mum and a kid. And this is exactly where it was. And this kid was 18 months, and he kept coming and standing at me, and I kept pulling faces. And his mum was really fine with it because she was like fiddling about with stuff. And he had like a dog, and I said, "Wow, look at that! Is that your dog? Wow, that's..." And it was great, and it was lovely, and the mum was cool with it. And then the mum moved to another seat with the kid, and he the whole flight, 8 hours, didn't fall asleep until the last 20 minutes, of course. And she nearly got him to sleep about 5 hours into it, and he woke up, and it was like you could see she was tired, she was pregnant. And I leant over and I said to her, I said, "Look, I know this is totally inappropriate, and you won't want to, but I'm a dad, and if you want me to kind of walk up and down with him for a little bit and give you a break, I'd be more than happy to." She was never going to let me do that. Of course not.
It was a kind offer.
But it was the fact... what I really wanted to say was, I don't mind that your kid's screaming and making a lot of noise. That's what I wanted to say.
Oh, right. Is that what was happening? Was he screaming?
He was at that point, because she got him to sleep, then she put him down and he woke up and did that thing. And what I wanted to say was, I'm really cool with your kids screaming and
I get
crying,
it.
and you're not disturbing me.
Okay, that's a bit less weird than going up to a kid who's quite happy and saying, I'll walk your kid up and down.
Oh, yeah, no.
So what you're saying is, I can see that you're struggling.
Yeah. So I said,
I get it.
I said it in the way of, look, you won't want to take me up on this, but I'm a dad of 2 little boys, and if you want 10 minutes peace, I'll help. And of course, she was never going to do that, and I know that. But yeah, I was saying, I'm cool with your kids screaming. Basically, because I know when you're on a plane with kids and
you're super conscious of
it, everyone's looking at you. Hey, a weird thing happened though, and I missed 2 phone calls, so call in and I'll take you as soon as I see you. So, she sat behind me with the kid, right? And we're on I'm on row 4, she's on row 5. Row 1, all the legroom in the world, okay? And she said, the mum got up and there was a spare... I think the kid was sharing her seat because he was young enough to share her seat.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a spare seat in row 1. There was an empty seat in the middle, and then there was another woman. So the mum went up to row 1 with all the legroom in the world and said, "Would you mind swapping seats, please? Because I can put the kid in that seat and it just gives me a break." And the young lady, I was amazed, went, "Where are you? Row 5? Sure, not a problem." And swapped. Right. So she's gone from all the legroom in the world to an aisle seat, but in row 5, and they were tiny seats. Right. So the mum is then in row 1. 10 minutes later, again, before we've taken off, the mum then looked over, and on the other side of the airplane, in row 2, there were 3 seats that were spare. So the mum then said to the woman, there was one woman sat there and 2 spare seats. So the mum said, "Do you want to swap? So I can have those, so I can lay the boy out there and see if I can get him to sleep." And so the woman in row 2 went, "Yeah, of course, because I'm going to get all the legroom in the world." So the mum has gone from row 5...
But that poor woman who's
gone from row 5 to row 1, back to row 2. Woman in row 2 is now in row 1 with all the legroom in the world. Woman who had row 1, all the legroom in the world, is sat in row 5. That's was a bit tight, wasn't it? That was very, very Jeff. I thought that was...
I would be terribly British about it, and I wouldn't say anything, but I would be pissed off.
I would have... If I'd have been the woman who'd been relegated to row 5, I'd have gone...
If you don't want that seat, I'll have it back.
I'd have gone... If you don't want it, I'm going to take that back, because that's out of order. Hello, line 1, you're on the wireless.
Oh, hi, Ian.
Hello.
Hi, Kath.
Hello.
My name's Phil. I'm just calling from Hull.
Hello, Phil from Hull.
All right?
Hull.
Hi. I didn't think I'd get through so quick. The reason I'm calling, Ian and Kath, is to apologise.
Oh.
Why?
I wrote something in the YouTube comments about half an hour ago that was, I think it was taken a little bit the wrong way, and it upset me a little bit.
Were you the guy telling me I was putting words in his mouth?
Yeah, I apologise. I didn't mean it like that. I should have worded it differently.
How would you... Well, okay, listen, that's cool, and I appreciate you phoning in. I really, really do. But...
It's very nice to speak to you,
It's nice to speak to you as well.
You know first.
No, hang on.
Sorry, say again.
It's nice to speak to you too. Let me work it. I will. Of course, I will unblock you. I need to work out how to do it, because it's always a faff, and I don't really know how you do these things. I think I go here.
Oh
right.
yeah, I felt awful. I felt absolutely awful that you took it that way.
But tell me what other way someone saying you're putting words into his mouth. What other way is there to take it?
Yeah, I understand that. I'm an idiot.
Well, no, but seriously, what way was it intended? Because I definitely wasn't putting words in his mouth. I was suggesting stuff that was obvious, and I was being quite forceful because he was so pissed he was just not going anywhere.
Yeah, you know what? As soon as I wrote it, I looked at what it said, and I thought, oh, I can't swear, can I? I thought, oh crap, this is going to be taken badly if he sees it.
Well,
and all I meant, I didn't mean it like that. It come across as sounding a little bit trolly and aggressive. That's why I wrote afterwards. I didn't mean it aggressively.
Well, I apologise for telling you to F off, which was my...
Yeah, but I get... The thing is, I understand why you did, and I just got a little bit upset about it because I'm such a huge fan of the show. I came to see you both record in Hull last year. And,
hardly anyone came to see us in Hull. All right, well, listen, peace and love, man. We're all good. Remind me what your name was on YouTube, and I'm going to unblock you, because I'm in there now.
It's Wise Guy 100. Yeah, Matthew has just written it in the comments, but I didn't want you thinking I was some kind of
Well, listen,
dickhead,
there we
for
go.
want of a better word.
Well, you are a dickhead, but we're all dickheads. We're all dickheads.
I do apologise.
All right. No, well, listen, I apologise for my knee-jerk reaction. You are unblocked. Feel free to go and
thank you.
Well, listen, and well done. Here we go. This is good. Well done for phoning up, man, because most people would have.
I didn't want you thinking I was another silly troll comments, because I'm far from it. I hate those sort of people that.
All right.
Act like that, and on Twitter as well. I mean, I've defended you countless times on Twitter.
I'm
such a fan of yours. And that's why it worried me a bit.
God! Well, listen, we're totally cool. I shouldn't have told you to f off. This is the lesson that I've learnt before and I've forgotten. I need to stay off of YouTube and Twitter during the show because it doesn't. It's not conducive to a positive vibe in the show, man.
Well, I hope you accept my apology.
Oh, no, it's accepted. We're fine. We're cool. Sleep well. Think nothing more of it. We are completely cool. You are unblocked. This is history as far as I'm concerned, brother.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Take care. Ta-ta.
Bye,
There we
Phil.
go. There we go. All's well that ends well. All's well that ends well. And that's all good. We got 6 minutes. 5.5 minutes, actually. I can feel my voice going a little bit. I've got this flipping. I
think we've been singing quite hard.
Oh, I've got a summer.
And by the way, I apologise for that earlier on.
Shut up, man. You know that everyone loved it. the people flapping away at home were really flapping double time. I've got a summer cold, and there's now worse than the summer cold. Although it does mean I get to glug on the night nurse, which is great for the psychedelic. Great for the psychedelic dreams. It really is. I think it's the green in there that does it. And yeah.
So silver linings.
Oh, I didn't get to talk about how eyes work.
All right. Well, we've got 6 minutes. 5 minutes.
Okay. This is Will Storr has talked about this before.
Oh yeah.
Did you see this?
I saw
how the brain. Sorry, I'll ask you a question then.
It don't matter.
Did you see it? Well, you think you saw it, but you don't know if you did.
Imagine what the end of my sentence would have been.
How the brain tricks a human eye into working properly, right? How would you say that word? S-A-C-C-A-D-E-S. Saccades? So this is some guy on Twitter, Foon. You want to know something about how bullshit insane our brains are? So there's a physical problem with our eyes. We move them in short bursts called saccades. Very quick, synchronized movements. The only problem is they go all blurry and useless during this, having your vision turn into a blurry mess every time you move your eyes. So our brains hide it from us. So what the brain does is it puts your visual system, this is really hard to take in 5 minutes before the end of the show. The brain puts your visual system on pause. You're not seeing blackness or even nothing. You're just not seeing. Then when you finish your saccade, your eye movement, it shows you what you now see at that new position, and then it pretends it can time travel. It seriously shows you the image at the new point, but time shifts it backwards so that it seems like you were seeing it the whole time your eyes were moving. This makes kind of sense, but... And because your brain is not a computer with a consistent clock, this works. And here's the thing. It says you can see this effect if you watch an analog clock with a second hand. Look away with just your eyes, not your head. So your eyes move, not your head. Then look back to the second hand. It'll seem like it takes longer than a second to move, then resumes moving as normal. That's because your freaking visual system just lied to you about how long time is in order to cover up the physical limitations of those chemical camera orbs you have on the front of your face. That's nuts. We've known about this effect for over 100 years. It's called saccadic masking, and more specifically chronostasis. Your visual system lies to you about when things happen by up to half a second, just to avoid saccades blurring everything. And that's nuts. And that Will Storr talks about that in Selfie. I think it's in that.
No,
book.
it was in Heretics.
Was it in Heretics?
Yeah, about looking at the tip of your finger and how you don't see it all.
Your
brain makes up the rest.
Okay. So, your brain has even more ugly hacks on top of this. How much time we got for this? Oh, Paul, come in. I can't see you in there. It's too dark. I can't see you. I get a little message on my screen saying Paul is lurking. So just come in.
I like that as my decompression pod.
When I'm talking about cicadas, it means I'm talking bollocks. I'm filling. So
I love the Mo song, by the way.
Oh,
I'm putting you straight. I'm pressing the golden buzzer. You're going straight through.
Thank you, man. Well, seriously, when you're there, just come in, because honestly I can't see.
No, I'm like the Lost Boys vampire. I need to be invited in. I can't cross the threshold.
Hey, have you
I like
watched
those sexy vampires? I've still got your film and I'm going to watch it.
Have you watched the Swedish one? Let the Right One In?
No, because I said I think we need to see it together.
Oh, have you seen the Let the Right One In?
The remake's not bad, but the original's fantastic.
Bought it for Kath for 50 pence in a sex shop.
You spoil that woman.
Oh, mate, I like to treat
50 whole pence.
I like to treat my work as well, mate. What have you got? A minute? What have you got for us tonight, please, Paul?
On the show today, koala bears with chlamydia, and the man who's the first man to paddle single-handed from Australia to New Zealand across the Tasman Sea, 1,200 miles on his own. Okay, took him 62 days, and he's done it to raise awareness of asthma. He's severely asthmatic.
I was going to say why. I'm still thinking why.
He's tried it. Somebody tried it 3 years ago and simply disappeared.
Oh my God!
Just went, 4 weeks in, phone died, disappeared. He may still be paddling for it. Let's be optimistic. Let's be positive.
Who's the fella, Donald Crowhurst?
Yeah. I made that film recently.
Two films came out at the same time about him. I didn't see either of them, but I love a bit of Crowhurst.
Yeah.
Great documentary about him.
God bless him, poor delusional fool.
Oh, incredible. And the fact that he filmed it and recorded it. Yeah. There's so much of it. If you don't know Donald Crowhurst, go and have a little look. That's your hobby for the thing. Paul Ross, thank you. You're coming up at 1 o'clock. Thank you, Sam, who's worked hard for the first time in his short life. Thank you, Katherine. Thank you, dear listener, for a very, very...
Can we squeeze Mo in?
Unfortunately not, but I'm sure Paul will let him speak. We'll be back tonight at 10. Ta-ta!